Chapter 2133. At the peak of heaven's punishment. Ling Xiao stood up in the void. The chaotic lightning around him was devoured by him, making him exude a mysterious and blazing heaven's might. It seems that it's even harder for me to break through the limit and reach the third level of heaven treading. Ling Xiao sighed with a hint of helplessness in his eyes. He felt unprecedentedly powerful. The heaven's punishment secret technique contained the vast law of thunder. At this moment, Ling Xiao felt as if he had become a part of the heaven's way. His every move contained incomparable power. However, the heaven's punishment secret technique made Ling Xiao's foundation stronger, causing his accumulation to be 10 times or even 100 times greater than that of ordinary people. Naturally, the difficulty of breaking through the limit was also 10 times or 100 times greater than that of ordinary people. His clothes were whiter than snow, and his black hair fluttered in the wind. Chaotic lightning intertwined around his body, and his eyes were bright and resplendent. In particular, there was a mysterious lightning mark between his eyebrows. It looked like a vertical eye, adding a bit of majesty and mystery to him. Although the battle with the Son of Heaven's Taoist body was difficult, the harvest was unimaginable. A complete heaven's punishment secret technique was enough to make countless people go crazy. Is Heaven's Punishment Mountain the place where the heaven's punishment secret technique was born? Or did some almighty leave the heaven's punishment secret technique here? Ling Xiao thought to himself. The Son of Heaven's Taoist body appeared here because the Son of Heaven had passed the test of Heaven's Punishment Mountain, reached the peak of heaven's punishment, and obtained the heaven's punishment secret technique. His mark naturally fused with the endless chaotic lightning to form a Taoist body to guard the heaven's punishment secret technique. To obtain the heaven's punishment secret technique, one must first defeat the Son of Heaven's Taoist body. Now that Ling Xiao had killed the Son of Heaven's Taoist body and obtained the heaven's punishment secret technique, his mark would replace the Son of Heaven's Taoist body to guard the heaven's punishment secret technique here. Ling Xiao guessed that the heaven's punishment secret technique might have been left here by some almighty expert in ancient times, but he didn't get much clues or evidence. Yi Qingqing and Feng Qingyang saw that Ling Xiao had awakened from his cultivation state and came to greet him. Ling Xiao, I didn't expect you to be able to kill the Son of Heaven's Taoist body. If this news gets out, I'm afraid your name will immediately spread throughout the entire ancient land of chaos. Feng Qingyang said with emotion. It seems that you are the destined master of the Tian Fa secret technique. Not to mention the fact that we can't even cross the Heaven Punishment Mountain's primal chaos thunder territory. Even if we reach the peak of heaven punishment, we are still no match for the Son of Heaven Taoist body. Yi Qingqing said seriously with a complicated expression. She had always been proud and arrogant. Even when facing those legendary monstrous princes and ancient geniuses, she would not admit that she was inferior. However, when facing Ling Xiao, she felt a sense of defeat in her heart. Not only did Ling Xiao easily pass through the last primal chaos thunder territory of the heavenly punishment mountain, but even the Son of Heaven Tao body was completely destroyed by him. Yi Qingqing found it hard to accept. Those are all false reputations. Only one's own strength is the most real. I've already obtained the complete heaven's punishment secret technique. Here are 2 Tao imparting crystals. They contain the complete heaven's punishment secret technique. I hope you can also cultivate this peerless heaven's punishment secret technique. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. In his palm, 2 Tao imparting crystals that flickered with primal chaos thunder appeared. Ling Xiao's primordial spirit was incomparably powerful. It was enough to inscribe the inheritance of the heaven's punishment secret technique in the Tao imparting crystals. Although it was difficult to comprehend the complete heaven's punishment secret technique from the Tao imparting crystals, it was enough to drive countless people crazy. Thank you, Yi Qingqing said seriously. You're welcome. I took 3 of your Emperor weapon imprints. This heaven's punishment secret technique is my compensation. We're even now, Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. Speaking of which, I took advantage of you. 3 Emperor weapon imprints in exchange for the heaven shrouding secret technique and heaven's punishment secret technique. It's a great deal for me. Ling Xiao, if you need anything in the future, please come to me. Even if I have to kill the Son of Heaven, I won't hesitate. Yi Qingqing said as she shook her head. There was a strange look in her eyes. She did not expect Ling Xiao to give her a supreme heaven's punishment secret technique without batting an eyelid. No problem. Ling Xiao nodded and said with a smile. Feng Qingyang, on the other hand, did not stand on ceremony with Ling Xiao. He took the Tao imparting crystal from Ling Xiao and started to comprehend it seriously. Since he had already become Ling Xiao's follower, it would be easier for him to follow Ling Xiao if he became stronger. Ling Xiao could be considered to have given up. Ling Xiao, I'll make a move first. If you want to find me, go to the Roland's Golden Palace in the human race's holy city. I'm there. Yi Qingqing glanced at Ling Xiao and said hesitantly. All right, be careful. Ling Xiao nodded and said. The most important thing for Yi Qingqing was the Heaven's Punishment secret technique. Now that she had obtained the Heaven's Punishment secret technique, she could not wait to go back and cultivate in seclusion. She wanted to try and see if she could use the Heaven's Punishment secret technique to break the second limit and condense the great Tao heavenly flower. We've wasted too much time in the void land. Let's go. Ling Xiao looked at Feng Qingyang and said, Don't worry. Although this is the center of the Thunder Tribulation Sea, we're not far from the demon race's holy city. We'll be able to leave the void land soon. Feng Qingyang said with a smile. After obtaining the Heaven's Punishment secret technique, this guy became more enthusiastic and began to take the initiative to solve Ling Xiao's problems. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang left the Heaven's Punishment Mountain and flew towards the void land. Now that Ling Xiao had obtained the Heaven Punishment secret technique, he didn't need to use the Heaven Shrouding secret technique. Those thunder spirits were like children who had seen their parents. They all rushed towards Ling Xiao. The strength of those lightning spirits was incomparably powerful, but Ling Xiao felt a trace of attachment and reluctance from their consciousness. Swoosh, swoosh. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang were like two bolts of lightning, flying towards the void land. Rumble. The void land was filled with darkness and was filled with loneliness and coldness. Although various mysterious scenes appeared in front of Ling Xiao, most of them were just illusions. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang traversed through the darkness, and when the resplendent light appeared in front of them once again, even their auras had become much calmer. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang knew that they had finally left the Voidlands. In front of them was a majestic mountain range. It was like a 1,000,000 miles long giant dragon lying dormant on the ground, exuding a vast and mysterious pressure. Those mountains were tens of thousands of feet high. They were majestic, ancient, and mysterious. They were filled with a vast demon chi. They could not see the end of it and did not know how many mountains there were. This is the area of the demon race's holy city, the Million Demons Mountain. Chapter 2134. Million Monster Mountain? Ling Xiao's eyes shone brightly as he looked into the distance. He saw mountains rising from the ground, exuding an ancient and majestic aura. They were filled with dazzling lights and looked very strange. Looking from afar, those mountains were like tombs. They were filled with a vast aura of death, as though countless mighty demons were buried there. Ling Xiao cultivated the secret skill of life and the secret skill of death. Hence, he immediately noticed the strangeness of this place. The aura of death was extremely dense, but within the endless aura of death, there were traces of indestructible vitality, as though some terrifying existence was being nurtured. Million Monster Mountain has another name, the Tomb of the Demon Emperor. Rumor had it that a demon emperor had been buried here, causing the mountains and rivers within 1,000,000 miles to change, forming a mysterious ancient tomb. Countless powerful figures of the demon clan in the Antiquity Age would choose to be buried here. Rumor has it that the aura of death and vitality converge here. It is a place of life and death. If one is buried here for a long time, there is a high possibility of resurrection. Feng Qingyang said slowly. Resurrection from the dead? It's not that easy. Even if one is resurrected from the dead, I'm afraid that the corpse has developed spiritual intelligence for some reason and is no longer the original person. Ling Xiao shook his head and said, This is just a legend. I don't know if anyone is resurrected from the dead, but there are countless treasures and inheritances left behind by mighty demons. People often come here to search for treasures. Opportunities and dangers coexist here. Once we pass through the tomb of the demon emperor, we will reach the demon race's saint city. Feng Qingyang said with a smile. Let's go. We can find time to explore the tomb of the demon emperor. Let's go to the demon race's saint city first. Ling Xiao nodded and said. Although he was curious about the mysteries of the tomb of the demon emperor, he hoped that he could reach the demon race's saint city in time to find Shui Wei and the white dragon horse. Swoosh, swoosh. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang flew towards the depths of the tomb of the demon emperor. They concealed their aura, as they did not want to alarm the terrifying existence in the tomb of the demon emperor. They wanted to pass through the tomb of the demon emperor safely. The two of them were extremely fast. Soon, they crossed hundreds of thousands of miles and arrived at the depths of the tomb of the demon emperor. Rumble! In the depths of the shifter emperor's tomb, the scene became even more shocking. Beams of divine light shot up into the sky, and the huge mountains looked like tombs, exuding an endless aura of death. Ling Xiao could feel that within those mountains, there seemed to be some incomparably terrifying auras that could awaken at any time, emitting energy fluctuations that made one's heart palpitate. For within the mountains, there were also powerful roars of beasts. They were ancient and mysterious, like the roars of some ancient species. They contained a ferocious and overflowing aura. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. Suddenly, he discovered a group of figures with powerful auras hidden in a divine mountain in front of him. Although those people had used powerful aura-concealing secret techniques to conceal their auras, they were still unable to hide from Ling Zhao's perception. Let's go take a look. Ling Xiao saw that there were more than a dozen 9th Revolution half-saint experts. They were dressed in black robes, and their faces were cold. Each of them possessed unparalleled strength. They formed a mysterious battle formation and blocked a cave on the mountain. All of them were on high alert. The auras in their bodies were as vigorous as the sea. It was extremely terrifying. Their expressions were cold, as if they wanted to capture something. Most importantly, Ling Xiao could feel the majestic demonic aura in their bodies. These people were all experts of the demon clan. Could it be that these guys have found some treasure? The demon clan is cruel and cunning. If they have found any treasure, we'll just snatch it away. Feng Qingyang's eyes lit up. He chuckled and said eagerly, "Let's take a look first." Ling Zhao's figure flashed, and his entire body was hidden in the void. He silently flew towards the mountain. Rumble! At this moment, a white streamer suddenly rushed out from the cave that was surrounded by more than a dozen experts. Its speed was extremely fast, like lightning. It's out! Catch it quickly! This time, no matter what, we can't let it escape. We must capture this evil creature alive and bring it to the young lord. More than a dozen experts of the demon clan shouted, and their eyes were filled with cold, killing intent. Boom! At the moment when the white streamer rushed out of the cave, dazzling runes lit up in the void. In an instant, a large net fell from the sky. The golden light was dazzling, and it enveloped the white figure. At the same time, a black demonic light shot out from the palms of each of the experts of the demon clan. It was like a heavenly pillar of divine light, exuding a monstrous evil spirit and killing intent. Among them, 12 experts of the demon clan seemed to have transformed into 12 ancient celestial demons in an instant. Their auras were terrifying and mysterious. The heavenly pillars of divine light intertwined in the void, distorting the void and forming a vast formation space. Evil creature, let's see where you can escape to this time. The leader was a young man. He was dressed in black armor and held a black saber in his hand. His whole body was filled with evil spirit. Cold light shot out from his eyes as he stared at the white figure. Gotcha! It was as if a dragon's roar exploded in the void. In an instant, the void shook, and the surrounding sky shook. The white figure that was imprisoned by the golden net suddenly exploded with unparalleled divine power, tearing the golden net apart. An incomparably handsome white horse snorted as it walked out. Its entire body was covered in pure white fur, without a single trace of impurity. It looked as soft as satin, and its 4 hooves emitted a mysterious fluctuation, as if it could break through the void at any time. It looked at the experts of the demon clan in front of it with disdain and said, "You want to capture me with just you? You are overestimating yourselves." White Dragon Horse. Ling Xiao's eyes widened in shock, and he immediately revealed an extremely surprised expression. He did not expect to encounter the White Dragon Horse in the tomb of the Demon Emperor. Moreover, it seemed like the White Dragon Horse was causing trouble again. Otherwise, it would not have attracted the attention of more than a dozen experts of the demon clan to hunt it down at the same time. "Evil creature, I know you can travel through the void. However, this 12 capital divine beings formation was prepared for you by the young lord. I would like to see how you can escape from the 12 capital divine beings formation today," the youth in black armor said with a cold laugh. 12 capital divine beings formation? Even heaven and earth cannot trap me. You think this lousy formation of yours can? Chapter 2135. Buzz. The void trembled slightly, emitting a strange ripple. The White Dragon Horse suddenly realized that the void was overlapping, but the 12 god pillars were eternal and indestructible. No matter how it tried to shift the void, it could not shift out of the range of the 12 god pillars. Give up. The 12 Divine Fiends formation is an ancient imperial formation. It contains endless overlapping spacetime and is specially designed to restrain evil creatures like you who are good at space shifting. Why don't you surrender now? The black-armored youth scolded coldly. You want me to surrender without putting up a fight? Dream on. Since I can't leave, I'll kill all of you. Then I'll be able to leave. The White Dragon Horse's eyes revealed a trace of blood-red killing intent. Rumble. Blazing lightning flashed around its body. In the next moment, a vast dragon roar exploded in the void. Under its white fur, golden dragon scales grew, making its aura extremely terrifying. The White Dragon Horse also had the cultivation of a 9th Revolution half-saint. It had also received the secret skill of the ancestral dragon from Ling Xiao. At this moment, it exploded with all its strength. It was like a divine dragon had descended to the world, exuding an unparalleled dragon aura. Kacha! The White Dragon Horse kicked one of the demon clan cultivators at the side. It was as fast as a ghost. The demon clan cultivator did not expect the White Dragon Horse to attack. His face was full of shock as he was kicked by the White Dragon Horse in an instant. Boom! A blazing divine light rose from the demonic cultivator's body, and his murderous aura filled the sky. He had actually become one with the divine light pillar, and a layer of mysterious enchantment enveloped his body. Even the White Dragon Horse's hoof couldn't break it, and ripples appeared on the enchantment. If you don't surrender, you can die. There was no trace of panic on the demon race cultivator's face. His eyes were filled with murderous intent, and an endless amount of evil chi rose from his palm. It turned into a blazing sword light and slashed down towards the White Dragon Horse. Kill! Kill! In the 12 Divine Fiends formation, the 12 demon clan experts, led by the black-armored youth, roared at the same time. They displayed their powerful techniques and attacked the White Dragon Horse. With the support of the formation, not only did they have an incomparably powerful defensive barrier, they were in an invincible position. Moreover, the aura around them was incomparably terrifying, and their strength had increased by several times. Their attacks contained incomparably terrifying power. Rumble! In an instant, streaks of fiery sword light slashed down from the sky, containing an incomparably sharp divine light. It was as if it could destroy everything, completely drowning the White Dragon Horse. Ling Xiao, this is the White Dragon Horse that you're looking for. The 12 Divine Beings Wraith formation was the imperial formation of the Hua race. How could these demon experts know the 12 Divine Beings Wraith formation? Within the formation, they were naturally in an invincible position. But the White Dragon Horse might be in danger. Feng Qingyang glanced at Ling Xiao as he stared at the battle before him. They're digging their own graves. Murderous intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. He could tell that these demon clan experts really wanted to kill the White Dragon Horse. This immediately ignited the anger in his heart. Without any hesitation, he attacked. Rumble! Ling Xiao punched out and a vast amount of chaotic qi gushed out. It formed a huge chaotic fist in the void and blasted towards the 12 capital heaven divine wraith formation. At the same time, the flipping sky seal rotated and expanded in the void. It turned into a towering mountain and suppressed the demon clan. The 12 divine fiends formation was the supreme imperial formation of the Hua clan. Ling Xiao did not dare to be careless. Hence, he directly released the strongest power of the flipping sky seal. He wanted to break the 12 divine fiends formation in one fell swoop. Kacha! Ling Xiao performed the heavenly emperor's fist. The fist essence, which contained the power to destroy the world, swept across the heavens and earth. It blasted directly on the bounded domain of the 12 divine fiends formation. The barrier shook violently as runes exploded one after another. Ling Xiao's sudden attack caught the dozen or so demonic beasts off guard. They were all shocked and angered. "For you? How dare you attack us? Aren't you afraid of the heavenly demon young master's revenge?" The black-armored youth stared at Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang and roared. At the same time, a terrifying aura rose around them. The 12 divine beings' slaughtering formation trembled in the void. It was as if a huge vortex had appeared, emitting a terrifying devouring power. It wanted to swallow Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang into the formation. Kacha! At this moment, the flipping sky seal came crashing down with a rumble. The flipping sky seal was originally a supreme-grade holy treasure. Furthermore, it had Thunder Spirit King, a Saint Realm expert, as its device spirit. In addition, it contained vast Emperor's power. At this moment, it burst out with all its strength. The terrifying Emperor's power collided with the 12 divine fiends formation. The bounded domain, which was already trembling violently, could not withstand the terrifying impact of the flipping sky seal. Countless talismans exploded, and the 12 divine fiends formation completely collapsed. Puff! Because the 12 divine beings' wraith formation had been destroyed, the dozen or so demon clan experts spat out mouthfuls of blood and were sent flying. Ling Xiao? I knew you wouldn't die. Your life is tougher than the heavens. Even the heavens don't dare to kill you, let alone those two old bald donkeys. After seeing Ling Xiao, the white dragon horse, who had been fighting with all its might, was overjoyed and shouted excitedly. "Why are you in such a sorry state? Why are you being chased by a group of demon clan experts? Where is Shuewei?" Ling Xiao glared at the white dragon horse and asked. Hee, this is not the place to talk. Let's kill these bastards first. I'll explain to you in detail later. The white dragon horse laughed guiltily. Then, it turned around and charged toward one of the demon clan experts. Boom! The white dragon horse's huge hoof stomped on the demon clan expert's face. The demon clan expert's head exploded like a watermelon. The white dragon horse spat out a ray of sword light. It was extremely sharp and directly cut the demon clan expert into thousands of pieces. Even his primordial spirit was completely destroyed. There was no way for him to escape. Seeing how the white dragon horse had killed one of the demon race experts so easily, the remaining demon race experts were all horrified. Their hearts were filled with thoughts of retreating. Ling Zhao's forceful breaking of the 12 divine fiends formation's bounded domain had already made them cower. Now that they saw how powerful the white dragon horse was, they lost their will to fight. Kill. Chapter 2136. Sush. Feng Qingyang also unleashed his powerful cultivation. The spear light in his hand seemed to be able to penetrate the sky. It formed a series of afterimages in the void and attacked the experts of the demon clan. The experts of the demon clan had dared to chase after the white dragon horse because they could set up the 12 divine beings killing formation. Now that the formation had been broken by Ling Xiao, they were only a dozen experts of the 9th Revolution half-saint realm. How could they be a match for Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang? Rumble. Under the joint efforts of Ling Xiao, the white dragon horse, and Feng Qingyang, the experts of the demon race were quickly killed. Blood rained down from the sky, and the air was filled with a thick smell of blood. Only the leader, the black-armored young man, was left behind. Ling Xiao still wanted to interrogate him for some information. "You're all dead. No one can save you. Let me go if you know what's good for you." The young man in black armor was scared out of his wits and shouted fiercely. He didn't expect Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang to be so powerful. Not only did they break the 12 divine beings killing formation, but they also killed more than a dozen Ninth Revolution half-saint experts like cutting melons and vegetables. "Noisy." Ling Xiao frowned and threw out a slap, knocking the black-armored youth unconscious. "Tell me, why are you being chased by these experts of the demon clan? Did you get into trouble again? Didn't I ask you to protect Xuewei? Where is Xuewei now?" Ling Xiao glared at the white dragon horse and said angrily, "That heavenly demon young master has gone too far. All I did was rob his ancestral grave, but I didn't get anything from it. That bastard just won't leave me alone. He's been sending people to kill me over and over again." The white dragon horse hurriedly cried out, "You dug up the heavenly demon young master's ancestral grave? No wonder he sent people to kill you." Feng Qingyang was speechless. This white dragon horse was really strange. It even dug up the heavenly demon young master's ancestral grave. It would be strange if the heavenly demon young master did not kill it. The heavenly demon young lord was a famous genius. He was the son of the heavenly demon sovereign in the demon realm. His strength was unfathomable and he had a group of powerful followers. The heavenly demon young master had been in the Fiend Saint City for a few years and his strength was unparalleled. He swept through the crowd and showed signs of becoming the #1 person in the Fiend Saint City. In terms of fame, he was not much weaker than the Son of Heaven. "The reason I dug up that bastard's ancestral grave was because he captured Xuewei. Ling Xiao, you must hurry and save Xuewei. I'm afraid that the heavenly demon young master will do something to her." The white dragon horse looked at Ling Xiao guiltily and said, "Xuewei was captured by the heavenly demon young master? What's going on?" Ling Xiao's expression darkened, and the coldness in his eyes exploded. "I brought Xuewei to the Chaos Ancient Land. Xuewei blocked that attack for you and was severely injured. We have been searching for treasures in the tomb of the Shifter Emperor for the past few years and recuperating and cultivating," the white dragon horse slowly narrated. It turned out that a few months ago, the white dragon horse and Xuewei had accidentally discovered the cave abode of a fiend saint king and obtained many treasures. However, they encountered the heavenly demon young master who had accidentally barged in. The heavenly demon young master captured Xuewei, who had not fully recovered from her injuries, while the white dragon horse escaped. During this period of time, the white dragon horse had been constantly thinking of ways to save Xuewei. It had even dug up the heavenly demon young master's ancestral grave and stolen countless sacred medicines that he had collected. However, it had not found a chance to rescue Xuewei. The white dragon horse's actions had completely infuriated the heavenly demon young master. He had sent out a large number of fiend race experts to hunt down the white dragon horse, which led to today's events. The heavenly demon young master? He deserves to die. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with murderous intent. The heavenly demon young master had captured Xuewei and had touched Ling Xiao's reverse scale. It had caused Ling Xiao to have an infinite amount of murderous intent towards him. Bam! Ling Xiao kicked the black-armored youth in the chest, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. At the same time, he woke up from his coma. "I'll ask you a question and you'll answer it. If there's even the slightest falsehood in your words, I'll make you beg for death," Ling Xiao said coldly as he stared at the black-armored youth. "You want to get information about the young master from me? Dream on. Let me tell you, you're all dead meat." The black-armored youth sneered and immediately refused to admit his mistake. Boom! Ling Xiao rudely interrupted the black-armored youth and pointed his finger at his glabella. Immediately, a vast amount of thunderbolt energy surged into the black-armored youth's sea of consciousness. Ling Xiao activated the Heavenly Punishment secret skill. Bolts of lightning that contained a vast amount of heavenly might instantly spread towards the black-armored youth's primordial spirit. The blazing thunderbolt struck the black-armored youth's primordial spirit, causing his body to tremble violently. His face twisted in an instant. It was an intense pain that came from the depths of his primordial spirit. The black-armored youth was in so much pain that he was about to go crazy. He was drenched in sweat and could not help but fall to his knees. I don't want to ask a second time. Can you answer my question now? Ling Xiao said expressionlessly as he stared at the black-armored youth. The black-armored youth wanted to continue being stubborn. However, when he met Ling Xiao's gaze, he shuddered and became afraid. It was as if he dared to say no, he would immediately be subjected to unimaginable torture. The black-armored youth gritted his teeth and blurted out. "Where is the heavenly demon young master now?" Ling Xiao asked. The young master is now in the heavenly demon race's Saint City. He's preparing for his wedding with Miss Shui Wei in 3 days' time. When the time comes, besides the many experts in the heavenly demon race's Saint City, many other heavenly prides from the other Saint Cities will also come to congratulate him. The black-armored youth hurriedly said. What? Ling Xiao's gaze turned cold and a monstrous murderous aura erupted from his body. Murderous intent gathered around him and formed a terrifying gale that seemed to be able to destroy everything. I'm not wrong. It's said that Miss Shui Wei has the sacred reincarnation constitution and can help one break through their limits. She can even prove her Tao and become a saint. If the young master marries Miss Shui Wei, not only will he be able to break through his limit for the 3rd time, he might even be able to prove his Tao and become a saint. The black-armored youth's eyes were filled with fear. He was afraid that Ling Xiao would slap him to death in a fit of rage. That bastard wants to marry Shui Wei? How dare he? How is he worthy? This is so infuriating. I'm going to kill that bastard. The white dragon horse was stunned. This was the first time he had heard the black-armored youth's words. He was instantly enraged and gritted his teeth as he spoke. Ling Xiao, calm down. The heavenly demon young master's strength is extremely terrifying. Now that he has broken through his limit for the 2nd time and has many followers, the heavenly demon race's Saint City is definitely a tiger's den. We can't act rashly. We have to think about this carefully. Feng Qingyang knew that something bad was about to happen when he saw Ling Xiao's expression. Chapter 2137. So what if it's a tiger's den? If the heavenly demon young master dares to harm Shui Wei, he will die even if he escapes to the ends of the earth. Ling Xiao's eyes were burning with murderous intent. He killed the black-armored youth in front of him with a slap and jumped onto the back of the white dragon horse. That's right. Let's barge into the heavenly demon's Saint City today. The white dragon horse also neighed. Its eyes were full of arrogance. It kicked its 4 hooves, and a blazing divine light rose from its body. In an instant, it turned into a bolt of white lightning and shot directly in the direction of the demon race's holy city. You guys are too impulsive. I like it. Feng Qingyang let out a bitter laugh as he softly sighed. However, Ling Xiao and the white dragon horse's fearless aura caused him to be rather moved. Shaking his head, he directly chased after them. The heavenly demon Saint City was located in the north of the tomb of the demon emperor. It floated above a mountain range and emitted a blazing light, like a sun that would never set. Endless flames burned all around it. The heavenly demon's Saint City looked majestic and magnificent. The city walls were 1,000,000 feet tall and had a radius of a few million miles. It was like a floating continent, emitting an ancient and majestic aura. In the depths of the heavenly demon's Saint City, there was a heavenly demon palace. It looked extraordinary and radiant. At this moment, it was decorated with lanterns and colored banners. Red curtains were hung everywhere, making it look very festive. The heavenly demon palace was the residence of the heavenly demon young master. It was one of the most prestigious residences in the heavenly demon's Saint City. Countless experts from the heavenly demon race would look at the heavenly demon palace with reverence. The heavenly demon young master's strength was extraordinary and he was famous in the heavenly demon's Saint City. In addition to his prestigious status, countless experts from the heavenly demon race followed him. This made the heavenly demon palace one of the most powerful forces in the heavenly demon's Saint City. Today, the heavenly demon young master's wedding attracted countless experts from the heavenly demon's saint city to attend. The heavenly demon young master's bride was the saintess of the Samsara temple, Lady Shui. It was said that the saintess of the Samsara temple was the matchmaker who had betrothed Lady Shui to the heavenly demon young master. The Samsara temple was famous not only in the god realm, but also in the myriad worlds. The marriage between the saintess of Samsara and the heavenly demon young master was seen as a perfect match. Heavenly demon young master, congratulations! A talented man and a beautiful woman, a match made in heaven. I wish that young Master Tian Yao and Miss Shui will be united forever, and may you be together for 100 years. One figure after another walked into the celestial demon palace and congratulated the two figures at the entrance of the palace. At the entrance of the sky demon palace, the sky demon young master and Shui stood side by side. The sky demon young master was dressed in a long red robe. He was tall and slender, and his face was as clear as jade. He looked elegant and dashing. There was a faint smile at the corner of his mouth. He cupped his hands in greeting to the guests who came and went. He looked very happy. Beside him, Shui was wearing a red dress. Her skin was like jade, her figure was tall, and her face was beautiful. However, at that moment, her gaze was extremely cold. She did not seem to have the slightest bit of joy when facing the crowd. Shui, you better be happy. If you make my guest unhappy, I don't mind killing you right now. The heavenly demon young master's cold voice entered Shui sea of consciousness. Kill me? Will you? Shui said indifferently. The heavenly demon young master's eyes revealed a trace of cruelty. He said through voice transmission, I won't kill you, but I can make you beg for death. For some reason, every time the heavenly demon young master saw Shui's indifferent and cold expression, he could not help but feel an endless burning flame in his heart. He could not wait to pounce on Shui. Shui's expression was extremely cold. She turned her head away and ignored the heavenly demon young master. Although Shui's cultivation had been sealed by the heavenly demon young master and she could not even speak, Shui's aloof and otherworldly temperament made countless people feel ashamed of their inferiority. Golden Snake Clan, young Master Golden Snake sends 1,000,000-year-old ginseng and 10,000 origin pills. Sorcerer Clan, Genius Wusong sends a superior sacred treasure sword and a bottle of sacred heart liquid. Sacred Spirit Clan, young Master Sheng Kong sends an ancient sacred spirit flower and 10,000 kilograms of frost iron essence. Many genius experts rushed to the heavenly demon palace to congratulate the heavenly demon young master. Their auras were extremely powerful, and they were at least 9th revolution half-saints. Many of them had already entered the 3rd stage of heaven treading. The heavenly demon palace was filled with a joyous atmosphere. The experts under the heavenly demon young master were all wearing black armor and black robes. They maintained order in the heavenly demon palace. Therefore, no one dared to cause trouble in the heavenly demon palace. Everything was very peaceful. Brother heavenly demon, the auspicious time has arrived. You can get married now. A clear voice rang out. A handsome young man wearing a black and white Taoist robe walked over from afar. He looked like an elegant young master in a chaotic world. He was very extraordinary. His eyes were extremely clear and there was a faint smile on his lips. There seemed to be a black and white halo flashing in his eyes. It contained the power of reincarnation and could see through people's hearts. He was the sacred son of Samsara. Thank you, brother. Let's go and get married now. Ha! The heavenly demon young master laughed heartily. He exchanged a glance with the sacred son of Samsara, then led Shui into the heavenly demon palace. He had been waiting for this day for too long. So long as he married Shui, his plan would be able to begin. The sacred son of Samsara smiled at Shui and said, Junior sister Shui, the heavenly demon young master is a peerless genius. It's not a disgrace for you to marry him. As for the Samsara temple, I'll take care of it. You'd better take care of your husband and children. Senior brother, you're really scheming. But do you really think it's so easy to break the sacred son of Samsara? Shui said calmly. Her cold gaze fell on the sacred son of Samsara. The reason why he was captured by the heavenly demon young master and forced to marry him was largely due to the saint's son of Samsara. Before Xuewei entered the Samsara temple, the sacred son of Samsara was the one and only genius. He was also destined to be the future successor of the Samsara temple. However, Xuewei's arrival had changed everything. Xuewei possessed the legendary sacred son of Samsara. Her cultivation talent was superb, even surpassing that of the sacred son of Samsara. In a short period of time, her cultivation had almost caught up with the sacred son of Samsara. She had even cultivated the secret skill of Samsara to the small success realm. All of this made the sacred son of Samsara extremely jealous. He was so jealous that he was about to go crazy. If Xuewei married the heavenly demon young master and her sacred son of Samsara was broken, he would be the most powerful person among the younger generation of the Samsara temple. The position of sect master would belong to him in the future. Junior sister, you'd better give up. No one will come to save you. Even if someone comes to save you, they'll still die under the circumstances today. So, you'd better get married. The sacred son of Samsara said coldly. Chapter 2138. First bow to heaven and earth. Second bow to the heavenly demon ancestor. In the heavenly demon palace, the heavenly demon young master wore a long red robe and Xuewei wore a red veil. They stood side by side as they bowed to heaven and earth. However, Xuewei's body was stiff like a marionette. It was as if her body was being controlled and she could not move on her own. The heavenly demon ancestor was the ancestor of the demon race. Legend had it that he was the first demon emperor since the creation of the world. He led the demon race to glory and prosperity and was respected by all demons to this day. Regardless of whether it was a ceremony or a wedding, the demon race would always bow to the heavenly demon ancestor. Once Xuewei's saintly being of Samsara is broken, with the support of the heavenly demon young master, I will be the young sect master of the Samsara temple. No one will be able to stop me then. The Samsara saint thought to himself as he looked at the heavenly demon young master and Xuewei. His eyes burned with passion. The heavenly demon young master's ability to capture the severely injured Xuewei had a lot to do with the Samsara saint. Xuewei and the white dragon horse entered the chaotic ancient land to cultivate. During this time, Xuewei used the power of the Samsara temple to search for various treasures. Thus, the Samsara saint found out about her whereabouts. It was because of the Samsara saint that the heavenly demon young master was able to capture Xuewei alive. The saintly being of Samsara was one of the most powerful saintly beings in the world. It could carry the true meaning of the great path of Samsara's secret skills and had always been the best candidate to be the master of Samsara in the Samsara temple. It was because of the saintly being of Samsara that the Samsara temple was able to prosper for so long. However, the heavenly demon young master had a secret skill that allowed him to steal the power of the saintly being of Samsara through dual cultivation. Then, he would be able to obtain Xuewei's saintly being of Samsara and all her cultivation. He would then be able to break through to the highest level and possess unparalleled talent and great luck. Although the Samsara saint coveted Xuewei, he was wary of the master of Samsara. If the master of Samsara found out about this, he would definitely die a tragic death. Therefore, he had used the heaven demon young master to offer Xuewei to the heaven demon young master in order to gain his support. The saint of Samsara and the heavenly demon young master hit it off, which was why Xuewei was captured alive. Husband and wife, bow to each other. As the MC shouted one last time, the heavenly demon young master and Xuewei were about to kneel down and complete the final ceremony before becoming husband and wife. Rumble. However, at this moment, the sky above the celestial demon palace suddenly rumbled with thunder, causing the surrounding sky to tremble violently. Vast divine light shot through the sky, containing extremely terrifying pulses of energy. A figure dressed in white rode a majestic white dragon horse through the sky. His entire body was shrouded in a golden glow. Chaotic chi permeated the air. His eyes seemed to have the sun and moon revolving in them, mysterious and majestic. "Heavenly demon young master, come out and face your death." A thunderous voice exploded in the void. It sounded like the angry roar of the celestial emperor, but it also sounded like the roar of a dragon from the ninth heaven. It contained a vast dragon's might, causing many people with lower cultivation to tremble. Their faces turned pale, and even blood flowed from the corners of their mouths. Everyone was shocked. It was the heavenly demon young master's joyous occasion. Who would dare to cause trouble at this time? Could it be that he was tired of living? The heavenly demon young master's body stiffened. His eyes were filled with bloodlust, revealing a shocking murderous aura and killing intent. He suddenly looked into the void. "Who is it? How dare you trespass into my celestial demon palace?" Without waiting for the heavenly demon young master's orders, a dozen black-robed guards immediately rushed into the sky. Their eyes were extremely cold and filled with murderous aura. They held black spears in their hands and did not hesitate to attack Ling Xiao. They wanted to kill Ling Xiao directly. To them, trespassing into the celestial demon palace at this time was equivalent to slapping the heavenly demon young master's face and offending the dignity of the celestial demon palace. Only blood could atone for this crime. The black-robed guards were all experts of the sage-to-be level and were proficient in the art of teamwork. Their spears were like shocking lightning bolts that enveloped Ling Xiao and the white dragon horse. Scram! Ling Xiao's eyes flashed sharply as if the sun, moon, and stars were shooting out of them. Golden divine light rose from his body, and he suddenly let out an angry roar that sounded like a dragon's roar. Rumble! A terrifying sound wave burst out from Ling Xiao's mouth. In an instant, it formed a golden dragon in the void. It looked very lifelike and exuded a vast dragon's aura. Then, it suddenly rushed forward. Crack, crack, crack. A series of crisp sounds rang out. The dozen spears were broken in an instant. The golden divine dragon was incomparably powerful. It suddenly slammed into the black-robed guards. The black-robed guards trembled at the same time and then exploded in the void. A bloody mist filled the sky and sprinkled down from the sky, dyeing the celestial demon palace red. The air was filled with a strong smell of blood. Ling Xiao rode the white dragon horse and walked down from the sky. It was as if a vast force of heaven and earth was pressing down on him. Everyone trembled and felt a little suffocated. It was very oppressive. With a roar, more than a dozen experts were killed. Ling Xiao's powerful figure was deeply imprinted in everyone's hearts. Who is he? With a roar, he killed so many people. Could he be a genius who is proficient in the way of sound? Look, he's only a 9th revolution half-saint. Those black-robe guards are mostly high-level half-saints. A few of them are even 9th revolution half-saints. How could they be so weak in front of him? It's too terrifying. I don't know what grudge he has with the celestial demon young master. He actually killed his way to the celestial demon palace. No matter what grudge he has, this guy is dead for sure. Killing is not allowed in the celestial demon palace. I'm afraid it won't be long before the enforcers capture him. Everyone was in an uproar. Their eyes were filled with incomparable shock. They looked at Ling Xiao with reverence. For the experts of the celestial demon palace, they respected those who were stronger than them the most. It had to be said that Ling Xiao's powerful attack had left a deep impression on everyone. Young master. Shui Wei's body shook violently. A terrifying aura rose around her. She suddenly broke free from the seal on her body and tore off the red veil on her head, revealing a flawless face. She was incomparably beautiful and peerlessly beautiful. Her eyes were filled with surprise and joy. She had been secretly accumulating energy in order to break free from the seal and find a chance to deal a fatal blow to the celestial demon young master. Now that she heard Ling Xiao's voice, she could no longer hold back and directly broke the seal. Chapter 2139. Shui Wei, I'm here to bring you home. Ling Xiao chuckled at Shui Wei. The peerless sharpness in his eyes slowly dissipated and was replaced by gentleness and affection. It was as if everything in the world had disappeared. At this moment, he only had eyes for Shui Wei. Shui Wei nodded vigorously. Her eyes were filled with astonishment, making her look even more beautiful and otherworldly. Her body glowed brightly and she was about to fly towards Ling Xiao. "How dare you!" The heavenly demon young master was both shocked and furious. Everything that had happened had caught him off guard. Ling Xiao had killed 10 of his subordinates with a single roar, and now Shui Wei was about to leave him and throw herself into Ling Xiao's arms. This filled his heart with a towering rage. Although he didn't know who this person was, he already knew in his heart that this person would die without a doubt. Boom! The heavenly demon young master's face was as cold as ice. He stretched out his hand and a blazing divine light shot out from the void, forming a sharp and huge demon claw. He wanted to grab Shui Wei back. Clang! Without waiting for Ling Xiao to make a move, Shui Wei's eyes were filled with a sharp glint. Sharp sword intent rose around her and a resplendent sword light appeared in her palm. It contained the mysterious will of reincarnation as it slashed down towards the heavenly demon young master. The sword radiance was extremely bright and seemed to contain the aura of life and death. It wanted to cut everything into pieces. Gotcha! The huge demon claw exploded in the void and Shui Wei broke free from the heavenly demon young master's control. Her speed was extremely fast and she was about to throw herself into Ling Xiao's arms in an instant. Buzz! However, at this moment, a black chain appeared silently behind Shui Wei and wrapped around her body. At the same time, a black divine light was about to enter Shui Wei's body. Nobody knew when the saint son of Samsara had appeared behind Shui Wei like a ghost and launched a sneak attack. He was extremely decisive and knew that Shui Wei was his biggest bargaining chip. No matter who this person was, he had to capture Shui Wei. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. "You're courting death." A murderous intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. The flipping sky seal flew out from his palm at an extremely fast speed and charged towards the saint of Samsara. Crack! The void suddenly shattered and chaotic currents rose. The saint's son of Samsara flew out from the void, looking extremely miserable. The black chain that he controlled also exploded with a loud bang. The flipping sky seal's momentum was monstrous. It floated above the sky demon palace like an immemorial divine mountain. It seemed that it would explode with a shocking blow at any time. After the Thunder Spirit King swallowed the endless thunder spirits in the Thunder Calamity Sea, not only did his strength soar, but the flipping sky seal also seemed to have some strange changes. Its power became more and more terrifying. "Young master," Shui Wei stood in front of Ling Xiao and looked at him in a daze. She said softly as a brilliant smile appeared on her face. At this moment, the world lost its color. She was dressed in a red dress and looked like a fairy. Her black hair fluttered in the wind, and her appearance was peerless. However, there was no world in her eyes. There was no one there, only Ling Xiao's figure. Then, she gently walked forward and hugged Ling Xiao. She buried her head in Ling Xiao's chest with a look of relief on her face. "I didn't see anything. Little lunatic, what are you looking at? Don't you have any eyesight?" The white dragon horse coughed softly and turned its head away. However, when it saw Feng Qingyang's dumbfounded expression, it couldn't help but kick Feng Qingyang's head, causing him to grimace in pain. This can't be my sister-in-law, right?" Feng Qingyang sneaked up on the white dragon horse. He didn't fight the white dragon horse with his life. Instead, he winked and whispered to the white dragon horse. "Perhaps she can be considered as one." The white dragon horse had a strange look in its eyes. "She can be considered as one? Could there be other sisters-in-law?" Feng Qingyang mumbled suspiciously. Ling Xiao ignored the white dragon horse and Feng Qingyang's little tricks. This was because the heavenly demon young master and the saint of Samsara had already surrounded them with their men. How dare you barge into the sky demon palace? Release this young master's wife." The heavenly demon young master saw Shui Wei in Ling Xiao's arms and was filled with jealousy. His eyes were about to spit fire as he glared at Ling Xiao. "Brother heavenly demon, I know who he is. I didn't expect him to still be alive." The saint of Samsara stared at Ling Xiao and said coldly, "Who is he?" The heavenly demon young master asked. Long Outyin, the battle hall master of the war god temple. Everyone thought that he had died 3 years ago at the hands of the Chinese saints and the heavenly curse sect. No one expected him to still be alive and enter the chaotic ancient land. The saint of Samsara sneered and said. He was extremely shocked. Although Ling Zhao's cultivation was only at the 9th revolution half-saint realm, his combat strength was too terrifying. The energy waves that Ling Zhao exuded made him feel threatened. Long Outyin? He's Long Outyin? Everyone was shocked. Although this was the demon race's saint city, there were many human experts here. Naturally, they knew Ling Zhao's name. The glorious battle 3 years ago had made Ling Zhao's reputation comparable to the saints of the other 12 saint lands. Some people even thought that if Ling Zhao had not died, he might have had a chance to compete with those ancient sky prides. Long Outyin? I don't care who you are. Hand over Shui Wei and kneel down to apologize. If you do, I'll leave your corpse intact. The heavenly demon young master sneered. Although he had heard of the rumors about Ling Zhao, he didn't take it to heart. As the young lord of the heavenly demon realm, he had his own pride, which was enough for him to sweep through the crowd. Even many ancient sky prides had to bow before him. Who dares to make a move in the demon race's saint city? At the same time, the enforcers of the demon race's saint city had arrived. There were more than a dozen figures wearing worn-out armor or animal skins. Each of them had an ancient and terrifying aura. Their eyes were overflowing with murderous intent, and their bodies were surrounded by a murderous aura. They held powerful weapons in their hands and locked on to the sky. The enforcer's strength was extremely terrifying. Even ancient sky prides who dared to behave atrociously in the demon race's saint city were no match for these enforcers. At this moment, everyone was shocked when they felt the murderous aura from the many enforcers. They could not help but retreat. Esteemed enforcers, today is Brother Heavenly Demon's wedding day. However, this person broke into the Heavenly Demon Palace, killed the palace guards, and snatched Brother Heavenly Demon's bride. I hope esteemed enforcers can uphold justice and kill this person on the spot. The reincarnation saint cupped his hands and bowed to the enforcers. Whether it was the rules that these enforcers represented, the powerful combat strength of these enforcers, or the protectors behind these enforcers, the reincarnation saint and the others were extremely wary of them. Chapter 2140. Take him down, dead or alive. The heavenly demon young master pointed at Ling Zhao and ordered the enforcers. To everyone's surprise, the enforcers obeyed the heavenly demon young master's order and surrounded Ling Zhao with murderous intent. Kid, hand over the heavenly demon young master's bride and surrender. Otherwise, we'll destroy your soul and make sure you're never reincarnated. The leader of the enforcers was a burly man with 2 hammers in his hands. He was dressed in tattered animal hide and his muscles were bulging. He was filled with explosive power as he glared at Ling Zhao and roared. His voice boomed like thunder. Your enforcers. How can you listen to their side of the story? What if I say that they started it first? Ling Zhao frowned and stared at the enforcers. He could feel that these law enforcers were not to be trifled with. Each and every one of them was incomparably powerful and had experienced hundreds of battles. Ordinary experts of the 9th Revolution half-saint realm were simply no match for them. Perhaps only experts of the 3rd level of heaven treading could fight them. With so many enforcers, it was enough to kill a 3rd stage ascension expert. However, he didn't expect these enforcers to obey the heavenly demon young master's orders. This made Ling Zhao extremely angry. Young master, rumor has it that the protectors of the demon saint city were once favored by the heavenly demon emperor. Therefore, these enforcers have been secretly instructed to obey the heavenly demon young master's orders. That's why they're siding with the heavenly demon young master. Shui Wei whispered to Ling Zhao. Ling Zhao understood and sneered. The light in his eyes turned even colder. We have our own judgment as to who made the first move. Surrender and follow us back for investigation. Otherwise, don't blame us for being rude. The burly man in the lead sneered. I didn't expect that the so-called enforcers who uphold justice are just a bunch of petty people who rely on the rich and powerful. It seems that I've overestimated you. Since that's the case, there's no need for you to exist." Ling Xiao sighed. His eyes were extremely calm. Hee, I've already said that these guys aren't good people. We might as well kill them all and turn the Demon Saint City into a city of chaos. The White Dragon Horse sneered. There were 108 holy cities in the ancient Chaos Land. Although there were enforcers and guardians in each holy city, there had been heaven-defying experts who had killed the enforcers and guardians by force in the past 3 years, turning the holy city into a city of chaos without any order or rules. As soon as Ling Xiao and the White Dragon Horse spoke, the faces of the enforcers changed. Chaos City was their bottom line. Seeing Ling Xiao and the White Dragon Horse acting so brazenly, their killing intent was ignited. "You're courting death. Go. Life or death?" The burly man sneered, his body exuding an incomparably blazing killing intent. "Rumble." He made the first move. His twin hammers were like 2 mountains as they came crashing down toward Ling Xiao. At the same time, the enforcers around him were filled with murderous aura. Their eyes were cold as they unleashed powerful superpowers. Their bodies were shrouded in saint aura as if they could tear the world apart. The enforcers made their moves at the same time. Long Outyin is too arrogant, isn't he? How dare he offend the law enforcement officers? Now no one can save them. That's right. So what if he's powerful? The enforcers are all powerhouses who have experienced countless battles. Although they aren't very talented, their combat strength is superb. Moreover, they have the guardian behind them. Long Outyin is dead for sure. He has to pay the price for trespassing in the heavenly demon palace in the monster's Saint City. Many experts from the demon clan sneered, their eyes filled with icy coldness. They naturally didn't think highly of Ling Xiao. In the past 3 years, many talented powerhouses had been rebellious and disobeyed the iron rules of the monster's Saint City. However, all of them were killed by the enforcers without exception. Today, not only were there the enforcers, but there were also the Saint of Samsara and the young master of the heavenly demon palace. There was also the mysterious lord of the enforcers. Ling Xiao could be said to be heavily surrounded. Everyone thought that he would definitely die. "Protect Xue Wei." Ling Xiao placed Xue Wei on the White Dragon Horse and ordered. Then, he turned around and charged toward the enforcers. Xue Wei's injuries hadn't healed, but Ling Xiao had already fed her a supreme healing golden elixir. At the same time, he asked the White Dragon Horse and Feng Qingyang to protect Xue Wei. He chose to face the enforcers alone. After all, the Saint of Samsara and the young master of the heavenly demon palace were still eyeing him covetously. Rumble. Ling Xiao punched out and a golden fist print exploded like a dazzling sun. It contained unparalleled divine power and directly collided with the 2 hammers of the burly man. Terrifying shockwaves swept out. Along with the eruption of primal chaos chi, the 2 giant hammers buzzed and trembled. A terrifying force erupted, causing the burly man's expression to change involuntarily, after which he was forced to retreat. The burly man's original form was an ancient rare species. His physical body was unparalleled. In addition to the 2 hammers in his hands, he possessed terrifying strength. He had always been invincible. He didn't expect to lose to Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao didn't give him a chance to react at all. He kicked the burly man in the chest and sent him flying. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. At the same time, the other enforcers charged toward Ling Xiao. Terrifying killing intent rose from their bodies as they displayed their incomparably powerful superpowers. Long sabers swept across the sky, sharp divine swords, and spear radiance pierced through everything. All of them were aimed at Ling Xiao's vital points. Although the individual strength of these enforcers wasn't very strong, only equivalent to the cultivation of a 9th Revolution half-saint, their cooperation was superb. Moreover, they possessed extremely powerful combat instincts. Rumble. Ling Xiao's fists were like dragons. His eyes were incomparably sharp, and a murderous aura rose around him. No matter how powerful the divine ability was, he would break it with a single punch. Any attack that blocked his way would explode. The surrounding space trembled as Ling Xiao and the enforcers engaged in an intense battle. Almost every attack unleashed a force as powerful as a tsunami. It was as if a volcano had erupted, releasing endless divine light. Form the Zhou Tian Star Battle Formation. The burly man roared angrily. He could feel Ling Xiao's strength. Although more than a dozen enforcers attacked at the same time, they couldn't do anything to Ling Xiao. If this continued, the enforcers would be defeated soon. Rumble. Chapter 2141. The other enforcers also roared at the same time. Their auras intertwined, and stars floated out one after another, filling the air with blazing starlight. Above the 9 heavens, the endless starry sky lit up instantly. The vast power of the stars descended, forming pillars of divine light. The power of the stars that filled the sky poured into their bodies, causing their auras and strength to skyrocket. The enforcers surrounded Ling Xiao in the center. Their auras intertwined, and it was as if their strength had skyrocketed by dozens or even hundreds of times in an instant. The void shook violently, and a mysterious sound wave exploded, causing the sky to shake at the same time. It wanted to shatter Ling Xiao, who was in the middle of it, into dust. Zhou Tian's starry battle formation? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. Streaks of chaotic aura surrounded his body, forming a vast boundary of chaos. His body was sparkling and resplendent, containing an immortal fluctuation. The strange sound wave vibrated, causing the chaotic aura around Ling Xiao to tremble and ripple. However, it was unable to cause any harm to Ling Xiao. So what if you're borrowing the power of the formation? You're still too weak. Break for me. Blazing golden light rose in Ling Xiao's eyes. He instantly soared into the sky and threw a punch at the burly man. Ling Xiao unleashed the Heavenly Emperor's fist. The chaotic aura around him rose, and the illusory image of the 3,000 great worlds appeared. The void suddenly shattered, and the divine light that filled the sky seemed to be sucked into his fist. The pillars of divine light trembled violently, as if they were about to collapse at any time. Seeing that Ling Xiao had shaken Zhou Tian's starry battle formation by himself, the enforcers could not help but change their expressions. It was as if they had trapped an awakened ancient ferocious beast, and the formation was about to be torn apart at any time. Kill! The burly man roared angrily. Streaks of starlight intertwined, and in an instant, the great Tao Law descended like divine chains of order, wrapping around Ling Xiao's body. Rumble! The god sequence chains wrapped around Ling Xiao's arms and legs, as if they had completely nullified Ling Xiao's unparalleled fist mark. However, there was a hint of mockery in Ling Xiao's eyes as he softly spat out a word. Suppress! In an instant, the flipping sky seal, which was floating in the void, came crashing down like a divine mountain. It contained destructive power and enveloped all the law enforcement officers. The easiest place to break this kind of battle formation was the outside world. Ling Xiao could tell that the star battle formation of Zhou Tian was extremely mysterious. Even if he wanted to break it by force, it would not be easy. That was why he used the fist of the Celestial Emperor to attract the attention of the enforcers. Then he unleashed the power of the flipping sky seal to suppress them. The starlight all over the sky suddenly exploded. The surrounding void shook violently and the stars shattered. Zhou Tian's star battle formation was directly shattered by the flipping sky seal. The law enforcement officers trembled violently as they suffered a strong backlash from the formation. They coughed up blood and were suddenly sent flying. It seems like we don't even need to do anything. He can settle the battle by himself. Feng Qingyang muttered to the white dragon horse helplessly. Hee, these pieces of trash still dare to fight with Ling Xiao? They are simply courting death. Today, they will probably wreak havoc in the demon race's Saint City. The white dragon horse also laughed proudly. They were full of confidence in Ling Xiao and were not surprised by the outcome. The law enforcement officers are willing to be lackeys and do things unfairly. What's the use of keeping you alive? I think you should all go to hell. Murderous intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. The flipping sky seal rose into the air and once again pressed down on the law enforcement officers. He wanted to kill all of them. Swoosh. However, at this moment, a bright light bloomed. A green copper pot appeared in the void and emitted boundless rays of light. It looked simple and mysterious. In an instant, it stood in front of the law enforcement officers and collided with the flipping sky seal. Gotcha! The void vibrated violently. The flipping sky seal and the copper pot shook violently and flew back at the same time. Relying on the power of the flipping sky seal, what kind of ability is that? Long Outyin, since you dare to attack the law enforcement officers, you are defying the laws of heaven. Today, I have no choice but to kill you. The heavenly demon young lord exuded an extremely terrifying aura. It was extremely sharp and seemed to emit billions of sword chi. The copper pot floated above his head and scattered rays of light. When he blinked, there was a mysterious scene of the creation of heaven and earth. It made him look even more mysterious and majestic. It's the 10,000 demon sword pot? This is an imitation of the 10,000 demon sword pot that was personally refined by the heavenly demon emperor. It has a trace of the 10,000 demon sword pot's extreme emperor power. It is extremely terrifying. Legend has it that the heavenly demon young lord used the 10,000 demon sword pot to kill a sage. Someone exclaimed, and his eyes were filled with respect. Ling Xiao relies on the flipping sky seal. Now that he has encountered the 10,000 demon sword pot, he has kicked an iron plate. That's right. With the heavenly demon young lord around, he definitely won't be able to kill the law enforcement officers. Everyone was discussing animatedly. The 10,000 demon sword pot floated above the heavenly demon young lord's head and emitted billions of rays of light. Sword chi rose, making him look like a sword sage who controlled the way of the sword and was extremely powerful. Heavenly demon young lord? No one can save the person I want to kill, not even you. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with murderous intent and the aura around him rose to the maximum. Rumble. The flipping sky seal flew across the sky and pressed down on the heavenly demon young lord. It was shrouded in blazing lightning. The Thunder Spirit King had activated the terrifying Thunder Dao origin energy contained in it. At the same time, Ling Xiao threw a punch at the heavenly demon young lord. His fist print was unparalleled and rumbled like thunder. With me around, you won't be able to kill the law enforcement officers. The heavenly demon young lord's eyes were cold. The 10,000 demon sword pot suddenly emitted infinite rays of light. Sword radiance flew out from it and the terrifying sword essence shrouded the sky. Blazing sword radiance filled the sky and shot toward the flipping sky seal and Ling Xiao. The heavenly demon young lord stretched out his hands and grabbed at Ling Xiao's heart as if he could pierce through the void. He wanted to pluck Ling Xiao's heart out. Clang, clang, clang. The sword radiance in the sky collided with the flipping sky seal and exploded with blazing divine light fluctuations. It was as if everything was turned into dust and only the most fundamental divine light fluctuations were left. Ling Xiao seemed to have been forced back by the sword radiance in the sky and looked extremely pathetic. In the next moment, his body was pierced by the heavenly demon young lord. Oh no! The heavenly demon young lord's expression changed. Just as he was about to pluck Ling Xiao's heart out and severely injure him, he suddenly realized that the Ling Xiao in front of him was just an illusion and instantly exploded into nothingness. The real Ling Xiao appeared in the sky above the enforcers. His eyes were filled with killing intent, and his arms pressed down. Streaks of blazing flames rose and appeared directly in a three-legged, two-eared cauldron. The mouth of the cauldron emitted an extremely violent devouring power. Boom! The dozen or so law enforcement officers did not expect this at all. Even if they did, they would not be able to resist the terrifying power of the Yen Emperor Cauldron. They were sucked into the Yen Emperor Cauldron by Ling Xiao's heaven-devouring secret skill and instantly fell into the Yen Emperor Cauldron like dumplings. Chapter 2142. The Yen Emperor Cauldron emitted a blazing light that contained a vast devouring power. The flowing flames were the fire of the great path and could burn the heavens and the earth. Even though the enforcers were extremely powerful, they were instantly reduced to ashes after being sucked into the Yen Emperor Cauldron. Coupled with the power of the heaven-devouring secret skill, they did not even have time to scream. I've said it before. No one can save the people I want to kill. Ling Xiao said as he stared at the heavenly demon young master with the Yen Emperor Cauldron above his head and blazing flames rising around him. How dare you kill the enforcers? The heavenly demon young master's face darkened instantly and his eyes were filled with shock and coldness. What were the enforcers? The enforcers represented the order and rules of the holy city and the will of the great path. Together with the guardians, they were the most powerful forces in the holy city. Although there were powerful people who had slaughtered the enforcers and guardians in the holy city and turned it into a chaotic city, those holy cities were not powerful and could not be compared to the holy city of the monster race. The strength of the demon race's holy city could be ranked in the top 10 among the 108 holy cities. The sky is falling. He killed the enforcers. I'm afraid the guardians will have to step in. This time, there's really no one who can save him. Just long out. He's too bold. Everyone was stunned as well. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. The enforcers were extremely united. Although there were not many of them, they were all powerful people who had survived hundreds of battles and thousands of tribulations. If they attacked together, their power would be earth-shattering and it would not be difficult for them to kill a saint. Not to mention, the guardians who stood behind the enforcers were unfathomable. The guardians of the holy city must be real saints and they were extremely powerful. They could control the power of the holy city and summon supreme killing formations. Their combat strength was extraordinary. Even if the powerful people in the other holy cities killed the enforcers and guardians, they would only do so after luring them out of the holy city. No one in the holy city dared to face them head-on. What's the point of keeping the enforcers if they are not fair? Ling Xiao said with a cold smile. His eyes were filled with divine light as he stared intently at the heavenly demon young master. You're dead. I can guarantee that no matter what you're relying on, you'll die today. The heavenly demon young master's eyes were gloomy and his murderous intent was so strong that it seemed to materialize. He felt as though he had been slapped by Ling Xiao. His face was burning with pain. He had actually been deceived by Ling Xiao's incarnation. Not only had he failed to save the enforcers, but he had also allowed Ling Xiao to kill all the enforcers. This was a humiliation for the heavenly demon young master. At this moment, the sky seemed to have shattered. A huge vortex of divine light appeared in the void above, spewing out endless blazing lightning. The mighty might of the heavens spread out, causing people's hearts to tremble. An indomitable figure stepped out from the sky. Vast saint aura rose around him. Chaotic chi permeated the air, enveloping the boundless laws of the great path. He appeared above the celestial demon palace. Who is it? A cold voice rumbled. It contained a mysterious power that caused the heavens and earth to tremble. It was a middle-aged man in red armor. His face was indifferent and his eyes contained an ancient power. The aura around him was so strong that it seemed to be able to destroy everything. His body was covered in flames and his scorching aura was so strong that it seemed to be able to burn everything into ashes. Behind the middle-aged man were dozens of figures with terrifying auras. They were all enforcers with divine weapons. Their eyes were cold and they looked at Ling Xiao with murderous intent. Lord Guardian, someone exclaimed, his voice trembling uncontrollably. The guardian of the heavenly demon Saint City, Demon Saint Nine's son. Legend had it that Demon Saint Nine's son's true form was an ancient ferocious beast with terrifying strength. However, no one had ever seen Demon Saint Nine's son's true form. He had only appeared once 3 years ago and shocked everyone who entered the city. This time, Demon Saint Nine's son had come out because Ling Xiao had killed more than 10 enforcers. Ling Xiao, you are in big trouble. This is the guardian of the heavenly demon Saint City, Demon Saint Nine Sunday. He is extremely powerful and has mastered the supreme killing array of the heavenly demon Saint City. You have killed so many enforcers. He will not let us go. Let's think of a way to leave quickly. Feng Qingyang's voice, which was filled with bitterness and helplessness, entered Ling Xiao's ears. He had not expected Ling Xiao to be so hot-tempered that he would kill all the enforcers. He had thought that he would be able to escape with Xue Wei after frightening the enforcers. However, he had not expected Ling Xiao to poke the hornet's nest. This time, it would be difficult to resolve the matter peacefully. Lord Nine's son, he is the one who killed the enforcers Long Outyin. He even said that he would turn the heavenly demon saint city into the next chaos city. The saint of Samsara pointed at Ling Xiao and sneered. That's right. Lord Nine's sons, this brat doesn't even put the demon saint city in his eyes. He forced his way into the demon saint city and stole my bride. When the enforcers came to stop him, he went crazy and killed the enforcers. This brat must die. The heavenly demon young master said coldly. His eyes were filled with cold killing intent. He and the saint of Samsara each led a group of people and surrounded Ling Xiao. Their killing intent was locked onto Ling Xiao and the others, and they were ready to deal a fatal blow at any time. You killed the enforcers? Demon Saint Nine's son looked at Ling Xiao expressionlessly. His expression was indifferent. That's right, it was me. If the enforcers are unjust, they don't deserve to be enforcers. Ling Xiao nodded. His eyes were clear as he looked directly at Demon Saint Nine Sunday. So, you want to kill me, the Guardian, too? Who gave you the courage to behave so atrociously in the heavenly Demon Saint city? Demon Saint Nine's son stared at Ling Xiao. His eyes were gradually filled with coldness. It was as if a sleeping primordial ferocious beast had slowly opened its eyes. Ling Xiao felt an incomparable sense of danger from Demon Saint Nine Sunday. Demon Saint Nine's son, as the guardian, are you going to be like those enforcers and decide the life and death of others without knowing whether they are right or wrong? If that's the case, what kind of guardian are you? Ling Xiao sneered. Chapter 2143. Ling Xiao had come today not only to rescue Xue Wei, but also to kill the heavenly demon young master and the saint of Samsara. So what if the enforcers and guardians intervened? Then he might as well turn the holy city of the demon race upside down. The enforcers and guardians are appointed by the great Tao. They are in charge of the laws and order and regulate the actions of all living beings. Anyone who enters the heavenly demon's holy city must abide by the rules and laws of the holy city. In the heavenly demon's holy city, I am the law and the heavenly Tao. Today, I will punish you on behalf of the heavens and sentence you to death. Do you plead guilty? Demon Saint Nine's son walked toward Ling Xiao step by step. His voice contained the power of the heavens and shook the void. He exuded a vast force of the heavens and earth. With every step he took, he accumulated power, causing his aura to become more and more terrifying. It suddenly pressed down on Ling Xiao. It felt as if an immemorial divine mountain had collapsed. It contained an incomparably terrifying spiritual fluctuation. It was as if Demon Sage Nine's son had transformed into an ancient great emperor. If an ordinary person was in a trance, they would have fallen to their knees. However, to Nine's son Demon Saint's disappointment, Ling Xiao's expression remained calm. His grand force mystic technique, which had always been successful, was useless in front of Ling Xiao. It did not even cause Ling Xiao's body to tremble. Plead guilty? What a joke! If the law is unfair, then I will destroy it. If the heavenly Tao is unfair, then I will go against the heavens. Who do you think you are to make me plead guilty? Ling Xiao said with a cold smile. His voice was extremely impassioned. Well said. This old bastard is too arrogant. Isn't it just because he has mastered some of the holy city's formations? If we were outside the holy city, I would beat you until your mother couldn't recognize you. The white dragon horse at the side could not help but mock Ling Xiao. It was a fearless lord to begin with. Let alone a mere guardian, even if a more powerful great sage or holy king were to descend, its bad habit of having a foul mouth would not change. How dare you? How dare you? The heavenly demon young master and the saint of Samsara's expressions turned cold as they berated Ling Xiao. You are the one who is bold. You are the one who is impudent. What nonsense is this heavenly demon's holy city? It has long become a place of filth. I think it's time for you law enforcers and guardians to die. Perhaps everyone would be better off without you. The white dragon horse sneered, its face full of arrogance and savagery. The heavenly demon young lord and the reincarnation saint's son gnashed their teeth in anger. What a boring battle of words. In this world, the strong are respected. If you want to go against the heavens, then let's see if you have the strength to do so. 9 Sun Demon Saint said indifferently. Blazing flames seemed to overflow from his eyes, making his aura even more terrifying and powerful. He locked onto Ling Xiao and slowly raised a palm. Suddenly, the great path laws intertwined, forming an incomparably mysterious sun in the center of his palm. It seemed to be able to incinerate everything. Rumble! Ling Xiao's qi and blood began to boil. His eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit. The powerful threat emanating from 9 Sun Demons Saint made him excited. Ling Xiao could feel that his essence, qi, and spirit had reached their limits. His qi and blood were abundant, his primordial spirit was crystal clear, and the saint energy in his body was boiling. Even his heart realm had reached a state of perfection. There seemed to be a mysterious opportunity flowing, allowing him to break through his limits and ascend to the supreme heaven-treading state. The feeling was incomparably wonderful. Ling Xiao had a feeling that the opportunity to break through his limits might fall on 9 Sun Demons Saint in front of him. Wait. Just as a great battle was about to break out, an old voice suddenly came from the void. An old man with a ruddy complexion and white hair stepped through the void with a walking stick in his hand. His face was extremely ruddy, but his eyes were filled with ancient and vicissitudes of life, as if they contained a vast starry sky. He looked very wise and farsighted. The old man's aura was very strange. It contained a majestic vitality. He appeared between Ling Xiao and 9 Sun Demons Saint at the right time. It was as if he was silently moisturizing everything, neutralizing Ling Xiao's and 9 Sun Demon Saint's fierce aura. Fellow cultivator Mu, why have you come here? 9 Sun Demon Saint's eyes flashed with a hint of fear. Fellow cultivator 9 Sun, I'm here on young Master An's orders. Please let Long Outyin go. Young Master An will owe you a favor. The old man with ruddy complexion smiled faintly. Young Master An? 9 Sun Demon Saint's body trembled. His expression was a little uncertain, and he fell silent for a moment. Who is this young Master An? Someone couldn't help but ask with a hint of doubt in his eyes. Young Master An? It's actually young Master An. Who is this Long Outyin? How is he related to young Master An? Someone exclaimed. His entire body began to tremble. Young Master An is the personal disciple of Monarch Tunshin. He's extremely talented and famous in the demon realm. He's even known as the second Monarch Tunshin. Monarch Tunshin is said to be the most promising expert in the entire demon realm. He's extremely powerful. Someone explained. Young Master An was extremely famous in the demon realm. He was even more famous than the heavenly demon Young Master. Many ordinary demon clans might not have the right to know him, but the geniuses of the demon clan had all heard of him. Who would have thought that young Master An would stand up for Ling Xiao? Ling Xiao's eyes also revealed a strange look. He didn't seem to recognize this young Master An. Then why was young Master An helping him? Young Master An? It's actually him. The heavenly demon Young Master's face turned even uglier when he heard this name. In the demon realm, the heavenly demon Young Master was extremely talented. He had always been an unparalleled existence. Even the legendary geniuses of the monarch clans were overshadowed by his brilliance. However, all of this changed after Young Master An appeared. Young Master An had only appeared in the demon realm for a dozen years, but he had already revealed his shocking talent. His strength had improved by leaps and bounds, and his talent was monstrous to the extreme. After being accepted as a personal disciple by Monarch Tunshin, he was even more outstanding than the heavenly demon Young Master. Coupled with Monarch Tunshin's illustrious reputation, many people believed that the heavenly demon young master was weaker than young master and in terms of talent and strength. Young master and was a thorn in the side of the heavenly demon young master. Chapter 2144. The Sky Demon young master sneered when he saw Nine Sun Demon Sage's hesitation. Lord Nine Sun Demon Sage, are you afraid of a mere young masterin? No matter how strong he is, he can't control the demon holy city. If you kill Long Outyin today, I'll give you a 7-revolution golden core. A 7-revolution golden core? Are you serious? Nine Sun's eyes lit up. A 7-revolution Great Sage Golden Core was a supreme sage pill. It contained a vast amount of heavenly law and could help a sage break through to the Great Sage stage. If Demon Sage Nine Sun could become a Great Sage, the Demon Holy City would be firmly under his control. He didn't expect the heavenly demon young master to have a 7-revolution golden core. Of course, we heavenly demons are true to our words. You should trust the reputation of the heavenly demon imperial emperor, right? The heavenly demon young master smiled proudly. I trust you, of course I trust you. Nine Sun smiled faintly. Then he turned to the elder and said, Brother Mu En, if you give me a 7-revolution golden core, I'll let Long Outyin go. How about it? I believe that a 7-revolution Great Saint golden core shouldn't be too difficult for young masterin. Upon hearing Nine Sun's words, the heavenly demon young master's expression instantly turned ugly. He almost coughed up a mouthful of blood. At the end of the day, Demon Sage Nine Sun was still somewhat afraid of young masterin. He was actually willing to accept young master and's 7-revolution golden core, which put the heavenly demon young master in an extremely awkward position. Brother Nine Sun, I think it's better to be content with what you have. What do you think? Although a 7-revolution golden core is nothing to young masterin, you can't accept it if he doesn't intend to give it to you. The elder, Mu En, smiled faintly. If that's the case, don't blame me for not giving young masterin face. Long Outyin killed the enforcer of the demon holy city. He must die. Demon Saint Nine Sun's expression turned cold as he spoke indifferently. Brother Nine Sun, I hope you won't regret this. Mu En shook his head. What? Brother Mu En, do you want to exchange a few blows with me? Nine Sun Demon Sage's eyes turned cold, revealing a trace of ferocity. In the demonic Saint City, I'm not your match, so I won't fight you. Today, I'm only passing the message on behalf of young masterin. If you insist on making a move, then do as you please. Mu En said indifferently. Then he floated down and stood on top of a mountain. He closed his eyes. He really had no intention of getting involved in this matter. Ling Xiao was a little surprised by Mu En's attitude. Mu En's cultivation was unfathomable, and his aura was extremely powerful. He wasn't any weaker than Demon Saint Nine Sun, so he should be a saint-level expert. He only sent a few words to Demon Sage Nine Sun, and then stood to the side as if it had nothing to do with him. He had no intention of getting involved. Mu En's attitude made Ling Xiao even more curious about young Master An's identity. Long Outyin, I didn't expect you to know young Masterin. No wonder you are so fearless. However, even young Lord An can't save you today. Prepare to die. Demon Saint Nine Sun was completely enraged. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he instantly attacked Ling Xiao. Boom! He took a step forward, and a vast aura rose around him. In an instant, it formed a huge palm print in the void and slammed down on Ling Xiao. At the same time, blazing flames rose around Demon Saint Nine Sun's body. They were like crimson fire snakes that coiled around Ling Xiao from all directions. Ling Xiao could feel the vigorous vitality in Demon Saint Nine Sun's body. He didn't dare to be careless and attacked as well. Ling Xiao immediately unleashed the most powerful strength in his physical body. The vast golden qi and blood around him rose up and turned into a mysterious dragon in the void. The dragon's roar shook the sky as Ling Xiao threw a punch at Demon Saint Nine Sunday. He used the ancestral dragon secret skill to activate the Heavenly Emperor's fist, which gave Ling Xiao's punch an indestructible energy fluctuation. Boom! The void shook violently as Ling Xiao's punch shattered the huge palm print. Then, it collided with the flames in the sky. Blazing divine light gushed out, and the flames all exploded. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes were extremely sharp. Facing the powerful demon Saint Nine Sun, he didn't show the slightest fear. He immediately unleashed his strongest strength. He could feel that demon Saint Nine Sun's strength was extremely powerful, far surpassing the strength of a heaven-treading realm expert. He should have the combat strength of a heaven-treading realm expert. Moreover, demon Saint Nine Sun had comprehended the great path law, and his attacks contained vast heavenly might. His strength was extremely terrifying. However, Ling Xiao knew that this wasn't Demon Saint Nine Sun's strongest combat strength. Demon Saint Nine Sun was the guardian of the Demon Saint's holy city, and he controlled the supreme killing formation of the Demon Saint's holy city. That was the most terrifying strength. Boom, boom, boom. Ling Xiao threw out hundreds of punches in an instant. The golden fist print was surrounded by chaotic aura, and it seemed to form hundreds of mysterious illusory worlds that pressed down on Demon Saint Nine Sunday. Flames rose around Demon Saint Nine Sun's body as the great path law intertwined and turned into numerous dazzling suns. They fought against Ling Xiao's fist print and shattered the illusory worlds. Ling Xiao and Demon Saint Nine Sun's speed was extremely fast, leaving behind afterimages in the void. It was as if two dazzling balls of light, one golden and one red, were colliding. Each of their attacks seemed to be able to shatter heaven and earth, and they contained destructive energy waves. Long Outyan's strength is so terrifying that he can fight Demon Saint Nine Sun to such an extent? Everyone was stunned. After hundreds of rounds, Ling Xiao and Demon Saint Nine Sun weren't at a disadvantage at all. There were faint signs that they were evenly matched. In particular, Ling Xiao's physical body was extremely powerful, and he could almost tear heaven and earth apart. His chaotic fist prints were ferocious and domineering, and they contained a vast dragon's might. It made people's hearts tremble, and it left a deep impression on everyone. Even when Ling Xiao killed more than a dozen enforcers in succession, he didn't give people as much of an impact as he did at this moment. He's a 9th revolution half-saint. He hasn't advanced to the 3rd stage of heaven treading, but he already has the battle prowess of a saint. This kid's talent is truly monstrous. Someone exclaimed in surprise. So what if he can fight Demon Saint Nine Sun for a short period of time? Lord Nine Sun hasn't used his true strength yet. It's only a matter of time before Long Outyan is defeated. That's right. The protectors are protectors not because of their own strength, but because of the powerful strength bestowed by the holy city. Sigh, what a pity. I'm afraid that a peerless genius of the human race is going to die. Everyone discussed spiritedly. After a short period of shock, most people still believed that Ling Xiao was no match for Demon Saint Nine Sunday. They were afraid that he would be defeated in the end. Chapter 2145. Kacha. Chaotic light rose from the void, and a mysterious scene appeared in front of everyone. Ling Xiao and Demon Saint Nine Sun were both sent flying back at the same time. Golden blood energy rose from Ling Xiao's body, and mysterious runes circled around him. A golden divine dragon seemed to appear behind him, and he exuded an extremely terrifying energy fluctuation. His physical body was extremely strong, and it was completely unleashed during the battle with Demon Saint Nine Sunday. Demon Saint Nine Sun's strength was also extremely terrifying. His physical body was also extremely strong, and he was not at a disadvantage when fighting against Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao could feel that there was an extremely ancient and mysterious energy in Demon Saint Nine Sun's body that made his physical body indestructible, and it contained an immortal and mysterious light. A mere human actually has such a powerful physical body? I want to see how strong you are. Demon Saint Nine Sun was even more shocked. After exchanging blows with Ling Xiao, he felt that Ling Xiao was not to be trifled with. Demon Saint Nine Sun's true form was an ancient ferocious beast. His physical body was extremely terrifying, and he could even fight against true dragons and true phoenixes. In this chaotic ancient land, his true form alone was enough to suppress everyone. However, now that he was facing Ling Xiao, he felt an incomparably strong threat. Boom! Demon Saint Nine's Sun roared, and the terrifying energy in his body erupted. It was as if it could tear apart this part of the world. Endless divine light rose, and an extremely mysterious shadow appeared behind him. It was a divine bull that was as red as fire, and it looked like a tiger. It had a pair of wings on its back, but its body was covered in ancient and mysterious scales. It had a single horn on its head, and its eyes contained the sun and moon. Its 4 limbs seemed to be able to support the world, and its aura was extremely terrifying. Demon Saint Nine's Sun threw a punch at Ling Xiao, and the crimson ferocious beast immediately pounced at Ling Xiao. It emitted a ferocious aura, and it wanted to swallow Ling Xiao whole. This is the ancient ferocious beast, Qiongqi? A sharp light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. When he saw the mysterious shadow behind Demon Saint Nine's Sun, he understood that Demon Saint Nine's Sun's true form was actually one of the 4 ancient ferocious beasts, Qiongqi. The Qiongqi was a ferocious beast of extreme yang during the ancient times. It was said to be able to devour all evil spirits and devils. It could even fight with true dragons and phoenixes. It was extremely powerful. Ling Xiao had never expected Demon Sage Nine's Sun's true form to be the ancient ferocious beast, Qiongqi. Boom! Ling Xiao's battle intent was also stimulated by Nine's Sun Demon Saint. Blazing blood-red light rose from his body as he clenched his invincible fist and charged toward Nine's Sun Demon Saint. Ling Xiao's fist was majestic, as if it could cover this part of the world. This was the heavenly sovereign's fist that he had comprehended from the supreme thunder tribulation. It could suppress the heavens and 10,000 worlds with unparalleled might. The void trembled violently. Ling Xiao's fist was aimed at Nine's Sun Demon Saint's head. However, the void in front of him trembled, and Nine's Sun Demon Saint disappeared in front of Ling Xiao like a ghost. In the next moment, Nine's Sun Demon Saint appeared behind Ling Xiao and slashed down with his palm. It was so majestic that it seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth apart. Ling Xiao seemed to have eyes on the back of his head. He wasn't surprised by Nine's Sun Demon Saint's actions at all. He leaped into the air and kicked at Nine's Sun Demon Saint. Boom! Ling Xiao's kick crushed Nine's Sun Demon Saint's palm into dust. He didn't slow down at all and continued to charge toward Nine's Sun Demon Saint's face. Demon Saint Nine's Sun's gaze turned cold. Ling Xiao's unbridled attitude was the greatest insult to him. He let out a low roar and turned his fist into a claw. He grabbed Ling Xiao's ankle with one hand and pointed a finger at Ling Xiao's forehead with the other. His speed was as fast as lightning. Bang! Ling Xiao's toes turned slightly, and a powerful void barrier appeared. It collided with Nine's Sun Demon Saint's claw and exploded into dust. Ling Xiao suddenly changed his direction and avoided Nine's Sun Demon Saint's claw. He then kicked at Nine's Sun Demon Saint's heart. At the same time, Ling Xiao pointed at Nine's Sun Demon Saint. His finger was sparkling and resplendent, and it contained an immortal and mysterious energy fluctuation. Boom! The void trembled as Ling Xiao and Nine's Sun Demon Saint's fingers collided. Instantly, the void exploded, and 2 mysterious sound waves spread out. Demon Saint Nine's Sun felt a sharp pain in his finger. It was as though a numbing energy had spread throughout his body, causing his body to turn sluggish. At that moment, Ling Xiao's foot landed on Demon Saint Nine's Sun's chest, causing him to stagger. Kill! Nine's Sun Demon Saint's eyes were blazing with killing intent. The stronger Ling Xiao was, the more intense his killing intent became. Ling Xiao was only a 9th Revolution half-saint, but he could already fight him. His physical body was even stronger than his. If Ling Xiao broke through to the 3rd stage of the heaven-treading realm, wouldn't he be able to crush him? Nine's Sun Demon Saint couldn't accept that. Moreover, Ling Xiao had said that he didn't mind turning the Demon Saint's holy city into a chaos city. This had touched Nine's Sun Demon Saint's reverse scale. Therefore, his killing intent towards Ling Xiao was almost tangible. Nine's Sun Demon Saint knew some secrets, so he had to nip them in the bud before the danger came. And Ling Xiao made him feel a sense of danger. Boom! 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 9 Sun Demon Saint's terrifying aura rose. His strength became even more terrifying. The Cheong-Chi beast also appeared in the void, causing his strength to multiply. 9 Sun Demon Saint's attacks became fiercer and fiercer. Each of his attacks contained the power to destroy heaven and earth. He kept attacking Ling Xiao's vital points. However, Ling Xiao was extremely calm. His expression was indifferent, but his speed was as fast as lightning. He used the secret teleportation technique that contained the Great Tao. Even 9 Sun Demon Saint found it difficult to lock onto Ling Xiao's aura. Rumble! Ling Xiao carried the momentum of heaven and earth. The more he fought, the fiercer he became. His body was surrounded by chaotic mist. Each of his punches contained all of his strength. They were extremely fierce and overbearing. It was as if they could shatter heaven and earth, break the chaos, and create a perfect macro world. No matter how 9 Sun Demon Saint attacked, he couldn't suppress Ling Xiao. He was gradually at a disadvantage. He was suppressed by Ling Xiao's invincible Heavenly Emperor Fist. Even 9 Sun Demon Saint is no match for Long Outyin? How is this possible? Everyone was shocked. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Who was 9 Sun Demon Saint? Chapter 2146. No one thought that Ling Xiao would be a match for Demon Saint 9 Sunday. Some even thought that Demon Saint 9 Sun would be able to suppress Ling Xiao as soon as he attacked. Is this guy really going to follow the example of those people and kill the enforcers and guardians to turn the monster holy city into a chaos city? Feng Qingyang's eyes widened as he laughed bitterly. If Ling Xiao had told him that he could kill the enforcers and guardians and turn the monster holy city into a chaos city, he would have mocked Ling Xiao. However, the scene in front of him had shaken him. He was getting more and more curious. Ling Xiao seemed to have no limits. No matter what kind of opponent he faced, he would become stronger and stronger. Long Outyin's physical body is just a little stronger. Demon Saint 9 Sun hasn't really attacked yet. He's just testing his physical body. When Demon Saint 9 Sun attacks, he won't even need to mobilize the power of the monster holy city to kill Long Outyin. The reincarnation saint sneered coldly. From the moment he killed the enforcers, he was destined to die today. The heavenly demon young master said coldly. He had been in the monster holy city for a long time and naturally knew how powerful Demon Saint 9 Sun was. Even if he had many life-saving methods and trump cards, he still had no chance of winning against Demon Saint 9 Sunday. Although he was also shocked that Ling Xiao had such a strong physical body, he still believed that the result could not be changed. Ling Xiao would definitely be defeated. Real power. Everyone was shocked when they heard the reincarnation saint and the heavenly demon young master's words. How could Demon Saint 9 Sun be so weak when he was able to control the monster holy city and control the lives of hundreds of millions of people? Perhaps it was just as the reincarnation saint and the heavenly demon young master had said. Demon Saint 9 Sun had not unleashed his real power. Rumble. As if to prove everyone's thoughts, Demon Saint 9 Sun's terrifying aura rose. In an instant, endless flames spread out in the void. Long Outyin, I have to admit that your physical body is very strong. Perhaps you are talented in the path of body refinement. However, you don't know what real power is. Today, I will let you know the reason for your death. 9 Sun Demon Saint's boundless aura erupted from his body. The blazing flames twisted like lightning, forming an incomparably mysterious scene. Demon Saint 9 Sun's black hair fluttered in the wind. Dazzling suns began to appear around him. Each sun was as large as a mountain. A total of 9 suns floated in the void, filling up the entire sky. It was as though they could burn everything in the world. The spectators could feel the terrifying aura emanating from Demon Saint 9 Sun's body. Their faces paled, and their eyes were filled with awe and respect. Demon Saint 9 Sun was finally going all out. Noisy! Let's fight! Let's fight! Ling Xiao sneered. The dragon's might around him was vast and boundless golden light exploded. His aura was like a rainbow, and his fist was like a dragon. He took the initiative to attack Demon Saint Nine Sunday. Ling Xiao's blood was boiling. The battle with Demon Saint Nine Sun had made him feel extremely pressured. However, the more pressured he was, the more his fighting spirit was stimulated. Ling Xiao could feel that every particle in his body was excited. His blood was boiling, and his bones were undergoing a mysterious change. His physical body emitted a chaotic and immortal luster. His primordial spirit was crystal clear. The true meaning of the great Tao in his body was unparalleled. His heart force seemed to be able to cover the entire chaotic ancient land. Unknowingly, Ling Xiao's aura had risen to the peak. His aura had become perfect and flawless. He only needed an opportunity to break through his limits and enter another mysterious realm. This was a kind of enlightenment that allowed Ling Xiao to feel the direction of his breakthrough. There was no way to describe it with words, but Ling Xiao knew that if he missed this opportunity, it would take a long time for him to break through again. Therefore, he took the initiative to attack. Rumble. The mighty fist print was filled with chaotic light. It formed the shadow of a golden divine dragon. It was ferocious and domineering. It seemed to be able to devour everything. This fist had come to life. It vaguely felt like a living divine dragon. However, it also felt like a vast and all-encompassing world. Ling Xiao used the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the heaven-devouring secret skill as the foundation to fully activate the power of the heavenly emperor's fist. The 108,000 pores on Ling Xiao's body seemed to spurt out endless divine light at the same time. It was as if 108,000 true dragons were roaring at the same time. This allowed Ling Xiao to accumulate an unparalleled aura that could suppress everything. It sounded difficult, but in fact, it happened in a split second. A vast aura had already pressed down on Demon Saint Nine Sun. What? Demon Saint Nine Sun's face changed. He did not expect Ling Xiao to be able to unleash such a powerful force. This was a kind of understanding of the great Tao and the use of the heavenly Tao. This was true strength, borrowing the power of heaven and earth to destroy everything. It was impossible for him to dodge. Furthermore, with Demon Saint Nine Sun's dignity, he could not allow him to dodge. He had to face this attack head-on. A vast and mysterious roar erupted from Demon Saint Nine Sun's mouth. It was as if he was the first demonic beast in ancient times. He was shouting and cheering endlessly. That was the gratitude and excitement for life. It contained the most fundamental true meaning of the great Tao. One sun after another appeared around Demon Saint Nine Sun's body, and they seemed to stack together in an instant. 9 mysterious flames fused together, exuding a destructive power fluctuation. He pushed the 9 dazzling suns horizontally. It was as if he was the supreme ruler of this part of the world. He swept across the sky and pressed down on Ling Xiao. This is the 9 suns world devastating heavenly skill? The heavenly demon young master's body shook. His eyes revealed a trace of seriousness. The 9 suns world devastating heavenly skill could be said to be Demon Saint Nine Sun's most powerful force. It contained the true meaning of the great Tao of annihilation. It was extremely terrifying. He did not expect Ling Xiao to be able to force the 9 suns world devastating heavenly skill to use. The suns were all formed by the true meaning of the great Tao. They could burn the heavens and destroy the earth. They could also destroy a person's life force and primordial spirit. It was Demon Saint Nine Sun's most powerful move. Even Ling Xiao could feel the dangerous aura contained in the 9 suns. Kill! Ling Xiao roared. His eyes were extremely sharp, and there was an incomparably resolute look in his eyes. A terrifying murderous aura rose from his body, and his vast fist collided with Demon Saint Nine Sun's. Rumble! Chapter 2147. A domain of destruction seemed to have appeared around Demon Saint Nine Sunday. All life was about to be annihilated. It was like the end of the world, and it was filled with chaotic energy. The 9 mysterious suns were formed from Demon Saint Nine Sun's Tao fruit. They were not real suns, but formed from the great path laws. They could burn everything, and even a saint would not be able to withstand it. The Nine Suns world-devastating technique was the supreme technique that Demon Saint Nine Sun had cultivated. It gave him the power to destroy the world. Boom, 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 the dazzling suns exploded one after another. Blazing flames instantly wrapped around Ling Zhao's body, and the power to destroy the world erupted and began to drill into Ling Zhao's body. Ling Zhao's blood and qi began to burn, and his body trembled violently. He could feel strands of the great path laws entering his body, causing his extremely tough body to crack like porcelain. The Nine Suns exploded at the same time, shattering the void in an instant. Boundless chaotic energy surged out, forming a mysterious small world around Demon Saint Nine Sunday. It was collapsing rapidly, and everything was annihilated. Ling Xiao had forced Demon Saint Nine Sun into a corner, so he did not hesitate to use the Nine Suns world-devastating technique to completely destroy Ling Xiao. Nine Sun Demon Saint believed that no one could withstand the power of the Nine Sun world-devastating heavenly skill. Under his full power, even a true sage would be refined into dust. Not good. Feng Qingyang's expression changed instantly. The blazing aura that Demon Saint Nine Sun exuded made his body tremble. He felt a fatal threat from the world-destroying flames. How could Ling Xiao withstand it? White Dragon Horse, save the young master. At this moment, Xue Wei had also woken up from her recuperation state. When she saw the scene in front of her, her eyes revealed an extremely worried expression. She hurriedly called out to the White Dragon Horse, then took the lead to charge towards Nine Sun Demon Saint. Rumble! Xue Wei's red dress fluttered in the wind, and a dazzling light shone from her palm. An ancient sword that was surrounded by the aura of life and death rose into the air, exuding a blazing sharpness that seemed to be able to pierce through everything. Xue Wei held the sword in her hand, and the sword qi spread for 30,000 miles. Her eyes were extremely sharp as she charged toward Demon Saint Nine Sun. This old bastard is too treacherous. The White Dragon Horse muttered and charged forward with Feng Qingyang. The blazing light around its body was like lightning, and its speed was extremely fast. In an instant, it arrived beside Demon Saint Nine Sunday. However, the heavenly demon young master and Samsara's Saint Sun seemed to have expected this. They acted at the same time and stood in front of the three of them. Bitch, you want to save that adulterer? Today, I will let you watch him die in front of you. The heavenly demon young master stared coldly at Xue Wei as he spoke. A blazing divine light rose from his palm as he slammed it towards Xue Wei. Scram! Xue Wei's eyes were filled with anxiety. Although she was furious, she did not want to fight with the heavenly demon young master. The ancient sword in her hand was extremely sharp. She wanted to go around the heavenly demon young master and attack Demon Saint Nine Sun directly. However, the heavenly demon young master was determined to stop Xue Wei. In an instant, Xue Wei was trapped by the heavenly demon young master and could not attack Demon Saint Nine Sun at all. The White Dragon Horse and Feng Qingyang were also in big trouble. The Samsara's Saint Sun and dozens of enforcers surrounded them with murderous intent in their eyes. They were determined to stop Xue Wei and the other two, not giving them any chance to rescue Ling Xiao. Little bastard, you better die in peace. No one can save you. Demon Saint Nine Sun sneered. Rumble! The 9 dazzling suns around him were like 9 mysterious small worlds. They contained vast true meaning of the great Tao. The flames were unparalleled, and Ling Xiao was placed at the center of the flames to be refined. Ling Xiao's figure was completely covered, and even his aura seemed to have disappeared. Demon Saint Nine Sun did not dare to be careless. He continued to use the Nine Suns' heavenly skill in an attempt to completely refine Ling Xiao and destroy his soul. However, Demon Saint Nine Sun's expression suddenly changed. He felt that the flames around him were starting to weaken. It was as if the power of the 9 dazzling suns was being stolen by a terrifying existence. Boom! Before he could react, the void around him trembled violently. An extremely empty devouring vortex appeared in the void and devoured all the flames of the great Tao. Demon Saint Nine Sun, you have overestimated yourself. A faint voice sounded. Ling Zhao's white robe was as white as snow. He stepped out of the devouring vortex and slowly appeared in the void. His eyes were calm and indifferent. When they landed on Demon Saint Nine's son, there was a hint of mockery in his eyes. The Nine Sun's heavenly skill was indeed terrifying. Even Ling Xiao's indestructible body was almost completely destroyed. However, Ling Xiao had the heavenly devouring secret skill and the wordless heavenly book. The power of the flames of the Great Tao contained the Great Tao precepts. To the wordless heavenly book, it was simply a great tonic. Ling Xiao and the wordless heavenly book easily devoured it. What? Demon Saint Nine's son's eyes narrowed. He could no longer hide the shock in his eyes. Ling Xiao had actually broken through his Nine Sons' world-exterminating heavenly skill without making a sound. However, how was that possible? I knew that this guy wouldn't die. The white dragon horse laughed complacently. Shui Wei and Feng Qingyang heaved a sigh of relief. There was a hint of a smile in their eyes. It seemed that even Demon Saint Nine's son couldn't do anything to Ling Xiao. As for the heavenly demon young master and the reincarnation saint's son, their faces instantly darkened. They were filled with disbelief. How did Ling Xiao escape unscathed? In return, take a blow from me. Ling Xiao's eyes were extremely sharp. The blazing aura around him spewed out like magma. He formed a seal with his hands. The void around him vibrated and a mysterious golden torrent appeared above his head. Chaotic mist filled the air. A cauldron, a saber, a spear, and a sword floated in the torrent. The imprints of the four supreme emperor weapons appeared at the same time. In an instant, a mighty supreme emperor aura filled the air. It made Ling Xiao look like a young great emperor. His aura was extremely terrifying. Rumble. Ling Xiao pushed his arms out and performed the battle heavenly skill. The peerless power of the four supreme emperor weapons came crashing down on Demon Saint Nine's son. Demon Saint Nine's son's face changed drastically when he sensed the imprints of the four supreme emperor weapons. He felt his scalp go numb. Long Outyen, since you don't know what's good for you, don't blame me for not showing mercy. Demon Saint Nine's son roared furiously. His eyes were filled with shock and anger. Boom! An ancient golden rune appeared in his palm. At this moment, it suddenly bloomed with an infinite amount of light, causing the entire monster race's holy city to become resplendent. It was as if an ancient and mysterious power had awakened. Chapter 2148. Ling Xiao's body was surrounded by golden divine light and his aura was extremely terrifying. There seemed to be a vast world above his head. The imprints of the four great emperor weapons floated up and down, and they contained terrifying energy fluctuations. This was the greater mastery of the battling heaven skill. With the imprints of the four great emperor weapons as the source of power, it could destroy the heavens and earth and kill saints. Even Demon Saint Nine's son trembled when he sensed the aura. He felt his heart palpitate, and endless demonic light rose around him. He did not hesitate to activate the power of the demon race's holy city. The guardians were guardians because they were recognized by the holy city. They had the right to mobilize the entire holy city's power. There were 108 ancient cities in the chaotic ancient land. These 108 ancient cities all contained the laws of heaven. Those who were recognized by the laws of heaven could become guardians. Demon Saint Nine's son had gone through countless trials and tribulations before he was able to stand out from the other competitors and become the guardian of the demon race's holy city. The power of the demon race's holy city was beyond the imagination of ordinary people. Rumble. The demon race's holy city shone with boundless light, resonating with Demon Saint Nine's Sunday. The golden rune in his palm seemed to contain immortal and mysterious energy fluctuations, causing the entire demon race's holy city to boil. In the void, flames rose and lightning intertwined. A vast aura rose, and the heavens and earth trembled violently. 360 pillars of divine light shot up into the sky from the demon race's holy city. Demon Saint Nine's son rose into the sky, and the 360 pillars of divine light around him seemed to form 360 mysterious shadows. They were vast and mysterious, and contained powerful saint aura. They formed a powerful array. This is the real Zhou Tian star array of the demon race's holy city? The reincarnation saint's son exclaimed, and his eyes were filled with shock. That's right. This is the Zhou Tian star array. With the imprints of the great Tao of the 360 demon race seniors as the foundation, this star array can unleash the power to kill a great saint. Long Outyin is dead meat. The heavenly demon young master sneered. In his opinion, Ling Xiao was already a dead man. There was no surprise at all. Even if Ling Xiao's combat strength was heaven-defying and could fight against Demon Saint Nine Sun, who had activated the power of the monster's holy city, was already extremely powerful. The real Zhou Tian star array? Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with shock. The origin of the cosmic constellation matrix was no longer known, but legend had it that it was left behind by a demonic monarch and contained a supreme power that could destroy the heavens. Demon Saint Nine Sun unleashed the strongest power of the cosmic stellar array. He used the 360 marks of the great path of the demonic clan seniors to manifest it, which made Ling Xiao's heart palpitate. Kill! However, Ling Xiao didn't retreat at all. Instead, he roared and charged at Demon Saint Jiao Yang with monstrous battle intent. You're courting death. The power of the demonic holy city gave birth to an illusion in his heart. It was as if he could destroy a part of the world with a wave of his hand. He slapped his palm toward Ling Xiao, activating the power of the Zhou Tian star array to suppress Ling Xiao. Rumble. However, Demon Sage Nine Sun's expression suddenly changed. He could feel the power that the demon holy city had bestowed upon him suddenly receding like a receding tide. Even the 360 pillars of divine light were beginning to dim. In the end, the power of the massive heavenly cycle stellar array seemed to be cut off by something, and it disappeared without a trace in an instant. Ling Xiao did not know what happened to Demon Saint Nine Sun, but he decisively and keenly seized the opportunity to unleash the power of the battle heavenly skill to suppress Demon Saint Nine Sunday. Damn it! How is this possible? Demon Saint Nine Sun's expression was extremely ugly, and his eyes were filled with shock. He could not understand why the power of the Zhou Tian star array that he controlled was suddenly cut off. Something must have happened that he did not know. However, Demon Saint Nine Sun did not have time to investigate what happened because Ling Xiao was already charging toward him with the invincible power of the battle heavenly skill. Get lost! Demon Saint Nine Sun roared. Suddenly, a terrifying demonic aura rose around him, and a huge figure of Qiong Qi appeared behind him. It exuded a peerless, ferocious aura as it charged toward Ling Xiao. As if he still didn't feel safe, a red bead appeared in the palm of Demon Saint Nine Sun's hand. It was as dazzling as the sun and exuded a vast saint's might. In an instant, a sea of fire spread out and blasted toward Ling Xiao. Rumble! The battle heavenly skill at greater mastery contained an invincible power. The four great emperor weapon seals unleashed a supreme divine aura at the same time. Even though Demon Saint Nine Sun's true form was a Qiong Qi ferocious beast, he could not withstand it and was instantly blasted into pieces. Amidst the chaotic void, the four great imperial weapon inscriptions floated and collided with the crimson bead. In an instant, a blinding divine light shot out and sent the crimson bead flying before crashing into Demon Saint Nine Sun's chest. Countless ribs were broken. A crisp sound rang out, and Demon Saint Nine Sun spat out a mouthful of blood. He was sent flying and his face became extremely pale. This strike had caused him to suffer a heavy injury. At this moment, in the depths of the monster holy city, in an underground secret chamber, an old goat the size of a calf faced the vast and blazing magma before it. Its black fur was glossy and smooth like silk. At this moment, it was activating a mysterious array disk, sealing away all the violent divine light before it. The light that was sealed by it was extremely hot and contained a power that caused the void to tremble. It was as if it was the embodiment of the Great Path's laws. It split into 360 dazzling stars, releasing endless light. Even the old mountain goat seemed to be struggling. Young master, are you sure you want to pay such a huge price? If Ling Xiao doesn't kill Demon Saint Nine's son in the time you expect, I'm afraid you'll suffer an unimaginable backlash. Beside the old mountain goat, an old man with white hair and a beard said worriedly. I believe in him. The old mountain goat said calmly. His eyes were extremely deep. There seemed to be a mysterious blood burning in his body, causing an ancient and mysterious power to erupt from his body. It allowed him to activate the formation plate to seal the power of the Great Path. This was the core of the demonic holy city. It contained the most original power of the Zhou Tian Great Star Formation. The reason why Demon Saint Nine's son could not activate the power of the Zhou Tian Great Star Formation was because the old mountain goat had sealed this place. Chapter 2149. What's going on? The heavenly demon young master and the saint of samsara exclaimed in shock. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. They had thought that Demon Saint Nine's son would be able to kill Ling Xiao with the power of the Demon Saint's holy city and the great formation of Zhou Tian. However, they did not expect Demon Saint Nine's son to be severely injured by Ling Xiao before he could even unleash the power of the formation. The great formation of Zhou Tian has been sealed by some kind of power. Damn it! Who's behind this? The heavenly demon young master's eyes shone with a mysterious light that seemed to be able to see through the void. He shuddered as if he had seen something wrong. What? The great formation of Zhou Tian has been imbued with the power of the way of the heavens. Even a supreme saint would have a hard time shaking it. Who could seal the great formation of Zhou Tian? The saint of samsara was also completely shocked. The heavenly demon young master suddenly glanced at Elder Mu En, who was standing at the side. He suddenly thought of something and could not help but sneer. I know who it is. Young masterin. I didn't expect him to send Mu En here as a feint. He dares to seal the great formation of Zhou Tian himself? Does he really think the great formation of Zhou Tian is that easy to seal? Young masterin? I don't think he has the power to seal the great formation of Zhou Tian, right? The saint of samsara said uncertainly. He had heard of young Master An's reputation. He was no weaker than the heavenly demon young master in the demon realm. He was on par with the prodigies of the 5 mythical beast clans and was known as the seed of the demon realm. His strength was extremely terrifying. However, young Master An had yet to become a supreme saint. With his strength of the 3rd stage of heaven treading, it was impossible for him to seal the great formation of Zhou Tian. He doesn't have the power to seal the great formation of Zhou Tian, but we can't rule out the possibility that he has other treasures or secret techniques. No matter what, he must have a special relationship with Long Outyin. He wants to save Long Outyin, but I can't let him have his way. Let's attack him together and kill Long Outyin. He will definitely suffer the backlash of the great formation of Zhou Tian. The heavenly demon young master said with a cold smile. His eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Good. I have long disliked Long Outyin. The flipping sky seal in his hand is not simple. He also has the battle heavenly merit. If we can force him to tell us, our strength will increase greatly. The saint son of samsara said coldly. Then what are we waiting for? Kill. The heavenly demon young master said coldly as he charged towards Ling Xiao. Rumble. The demonic aura around the heavenly demon young master rose and his eyes were as cold as steel. The 10,000 demon sword pot shone brightly and beams of sword light shot out from it. In an instant, they condensed into a 10,000-foot-long sword force in the void. It was so mighty that it seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth apart. The heavenly demon young master's aura was incomparably sharp. It was as if he had mastered the unparalleled sword Dao and could unleash unparalleled power with a casual wave of his hand. A 10,000-meter-long sword energy slashed down toward Ling Xiao. At the same time, the saint son of samsara also made his move. Flames rose from his left hand, forming a blazing sun. His right hand was suffused with yin energy, forming a mysterious moon. The sun and moon intertwined, growing and multiplying endlessly, forming a vast divine light of reincarnation that shot towards Ling Xiao. The heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara attacked decisively and fiercely. No one had expected them to suddenly attack at this moment. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. He had intended to kill the 9-sun demon saint in one go but did not expect the heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara to attack him. Long Outyen, prepare to die. No one can save you today. The heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara sneered. The murderous intent in their eyes was almost tangible. With just the two of you? Ling Xiao said coldly. The blazing blood aura around him rose and a dragon's roar erupted. It was as if it could tear apart the heavens and make his aura even more terrifying. It was as if it had reached its limit. Rumble. Ling Xiao used the battle heavenly skill and the 4 imperial weapon seals above his head floated. In an instant, he charged toward the heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara. The 4 imperial weapon seals floated above his head and enveloped Ling Xiao in blazing divine light. It was as if he was invincible and every move he made was imbued with unfathomable heavenly might. Ling Xiao raised his arm and struck out with his palm. The 7-kill saber above his head shone with boundless light and a murderous aura. It collided with the 10,000 feet long sword aura. Flames rose in his palm, and the Yen Emperor Cauldron unleashed unparalleled divine power. Endless divine light rose from the mouth of the cauldron, exuding a powerful devouring power. It shattered the divine light of reincarnation with a bang, and then completely devoured it. Ling Xiao used the power of the battle heavenly skill and his aura soared to the sky. At the same time, he fought the heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara and was not at a disadvantage at all. Damn it! Who is interfering? How dare you interrupt the power of my Zhou Tian stellar formation? I'll make sure you die a horrible death. Demon Saint 9-Sun was completely deranged. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. The massive heavenly cycle stellar array was his strongest power. It gave him the power to suppress everything. But now, this power had been sealed by someone. Although he didn't know who it was, Demon Saint 9-Sun was terrified. Long Outyen, this is all because of you. I'll make sure you die a horrible death. Demon Saint 9-Sun glared at Ling Xiao with hatred. In an instant, a terrifying aura rose from his body and he let out an earth-shattering roar. It was like a ferocious beast from ancient times roaring. It was ancient and mysterious, causing people's hearts to palpitate. Demon Saint 9-Sun's body shone with boundless demonic light. In an instant, his blood chi surged and he turned into a huge ferocious beast. It looked like a cross between a bull and a tiger. It had a pair of wings on its back and hideous scales all over its body. It had a huge horn on its head and a pair of blood-red eyes that were like blood moons. When it looked at people, they would tremble and feel as though they were frozen. The ancient ferocious beast, Qiong-Chi, was born. Oh no, these guys are too shameless. How dare they attack Ling Xiao? Kill them. The white dragon horse snorted coldly with its bell-like eyes. Kill! Shui Wei and Feng Qingyang's eyes turned cold as they charged forward with the white dragon horse. They wanted to share some of the pressure with Ling Xiao. However, the enforcers under Demon Saint 9-Sun were already prepared. They blocked the 3 of them with murderous aura. An extremely intense battle immediately broke out. Although the white dragon horse, Shui Wei, and Feng Qingyang were extremely anxious, they could not escape from dozens of enforcers in a short time. They could only fight with all their might. With my blood essence, I summon Gu Wanling. Demon ancestor above, burn the sky and refine the sky. Kill, 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 kill. Chapter 2150. Rumble. In the void, 9 sun demon saints' flesh and blood splattered everywhere. Endless blood-red light filled the air and chaotic gas exploded. 9 blood-red suns appeared in the void. Streaks of blood-red flames filled the air and caused the void to distort violently. The 9 blood-red suns instantly pierced through the chaos and appeared around Ling Xiao, completely enveloping him. Even the 4 Emperor weapon inscriptions were unable to do anything to the 9 blood-red suns. Instead, They were ignited by the blood-red flames. Ling Xiao's boiling blood was like adding fuel to the fire. When the blood-red flames touched him, he was instantly set ablaze. 9 Sun Blood Spirit Emperor Technique? The heavenly demon young master's body trembled and his eyes were filled with extreme fear. The 9 Suns Blood Spirit Emperor Technique was an extremely evil emperor technique. Although it was incomplete, its power was incomparably terrifying. The blood spirit flame formed from one's own flesh and blood could incinerate all life. No treasure could resist the burning of this flame. In the end, one would scream and die. The heavenly demon young master did not expect 9 Sun Demons Saint to hate Ling Xiao to this extent. He even used the 9 Sun Blood Spirit Emperor technique to completely burn Ling Xiao into ashes. Help 9 Sun Demons Saint to burn Long Outyan to death. The heavenly demon young master's eyes revealed a trace of cruelty as he looked at the Samsara saint. Rumble. Boundless vital energy and blood surged around him, flying towards the 9 blood-red suns with a boom. The 9 blood-red suns became even more dazzling, enveloping the entire sky. The Samsara saint also activated the blood and qi in his body to strengthen the power of the 9 blood-red suns. They completely engulfed Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's aura was getting weaker and weaker. He was like a candle flame in the wind, about to be extinguished at any time. Oh no! Brother Ling Xiao, hang in there. I'm coming to save you. Shui Wei's face instantly turned pale. Her eyes were filled with anxiety as she shouted. A terrifying aura burst out from her body. Rumble. Rings of divine light of samsara erupted from her body as if they contained endless power of life and death, causing the enforcers who were charging towards her to tremble violently as if they had been struck by lightning. They were all sent flying backwards. Shui Wei's red dress and black hair fluttered in the wind. She wielded the ancient samsara sword and forcefully carved out a bloody path. She wanted to save Ling Xiao. The white dragon horse and Feng Qingyang had also gone completely mad. Their killing intense soared to the sky. They instantly killed several law enforcers and directly soared into the sky. They wanted to fly towards Ling Xiao, which was shrouded by the 9 suns. The 3 of you, please wait. Young Master Ling Xiao is fine. If you attack now, I'm afraid he'll miss a great opportunity. Suddenly, an aged voice entered Shui Wei, the white dragon horse, and Feng Qingyang's sea of consciousness. What do you mean? Shui Wei and the others stopped at the same time. Their gazes landed on Mu En in the distance because it was Mu En who had transmitted the message to them. Look carefully. Young Master Ling Xiao's strength is extraordinary. Although the 9 Suns Blood Spirit Emperor technique is powerful, it shouldn't be able to do anything to him. I think he's trying to break the limit with the help of the 9 Suns Blood Spirit Emperor technique. Muen's eyes revealed a trace of wisdom as he spoke slowly. Break the limit. Shui Wei and the other 2 exchanged glances. Their eyes were filled with surprise and joy. What did it mean to break the limit? It meant that Ling Xiao was about to enter the heaven-treading 3 realms and become a supreme expert. He had the hope of competing with the countless monstrous geniuses in the heavens and even seize the supreme position of the heaven's chosen child. As if to prove Muen's words, Ling Xiao, who was shrouded by the 9 blood-colored suns, was already very weak. His voice was so weak that it seemed like he would disappear at any time. However, suddenly, divine light filled the sky as heaven and earth shook violently. An incomparably terrifying aura suddenly erupted. It was as if an ancient almighty had awakened from a deep slumber. That terrifying aura made everyone's heart tremble. What's happening? Everyone exclaimed as their eyes fell on the center of the 9 blood-colored suns. 9 Sun Demon Saint, the heavenly demon young master, and the reincarnation saints' hearts pounded wildly as if they had a bad premonition. They all unleashed their terrifying blood and poured it into the 9 blood-colored suns. But it was too late. Boom! As if the chaos had exploded, the blood-colored divine light that filled the sky suddenly shattered. The 9 blood-colored suns directly collapsed from the inside, forming a terrifying blood-colored storm that swept out in all directions. Vaguely, a figure appeared in the endless blood-colored storm. He sat cross-legged in the endless chaos and exuded an extremely powerful devouring power that devoured all the blood-colored energy. Damn it. He broke the limit with the help of the 9-Sun Blood Spirit Emperor technique. The heavenly demon young master's face instantly darkened as his eyes were filled with horror. He originally thought that Ling Xiao would die in the 9-Sun Blood Spirit Emperor technique. Who would have thought that not only did Ling Xiao not die, but he also broke the limit and advanced to the 3rd level of heaven treading. That's right, that figure was Ling Xiao. Rumble. Ling Xiao stood up in the void, exuding a mysterious and vast aura. A great Tao immortal flower appeared above his head. Endless immortal light was enshrouding it, mysterious and dazzling. One could vaguely see a small golden figure sitting cross-legged in the middle of the flower. Its face was extremely similar to Ling Xiao's. After breaking the limit and condensing the human sovereign, Ling Xiao was already standing above the 3rd level of heaven treading. How did he do it? The reincarnation saint's face was extremely ugly. He couldn't figure out how everything had happened. The most depressed person was Demon Saint 9 Sunday. In order to perform the 9-Sun Blood Spirit Monarch technique, he had not hesitated to burn more than half of his flesh and blood essence, which consumed more than half of his strength. In the end, not only did he fail to kill Ling Xiao, but he also helped Ling Xiao break through his limits and advance to the heaven-treading 3 realms. 9-Sun Demon Saint was so depressed that he was about to vomit blood. His eyes were filled with unwillingness. But at this moment, endless lightning intertwined in the void above, and a terrifying destructive force descended. It was as if the heavenly Tao was thoroughly enraged, manifesting an unparalleled heavenly punishment force, completely locking Ling Xiao in place. Chapter 2151. Is this divine punishment? Someone exclaimed in surprise. Such a terrifying thunderbolt was purely destructive. It did not have the slightest bit of vitality. It contained a vast power of the Great Path, and it wanted to kill Ling Xiao directly. This was no ordinary lightning tribulation. It was divine punishment. Breaking the limit and entering the 3 levels of heaven treading shouldn't trigger divine punishment in the chaotic ancient land. Why would Long Outyen trigger divine punishment when he entered the 3 levels of heaven treading? Everyone's hearts were filled with doubt. Divine punishment? This is the heavenly punishment. Long Outyen, what did you do to anger the heavens? Why would the heavenly Tao not hesitate to send down the heavenly punishment? I don't think you can become the chosen one. You're more likely to be the abandoned one. The heavenly demon young lord was overjoyed. His eyes were filled with delight and mockery. Breaking the limit and entering the 3 levels of heaven treading would trigger divine punishment. Although the heavenly demon young lord didn't know the reason, he knew that Ling Xiao was no longer destined to be the chosen one. The chosen one was chosen by the heavenly path. They were blessed by the heavenly path and possessed great luck. Therefore, it was impossible for them to trigger divine punishment. From the looks of it, Ling Xiao might really be the one abandoned by the heavens. The abandoned one? Long Outyen is doomed. I think his combat strength is extraordinary and his talent is unparalleled. I think he has the strength to compete with the heaven's chosen one. It's a pity that he's not destined to be the chosen one. Someone gloated. What a pity for his talent. What's there to pity? Let's talk about it after he survives divine punishment. That's right. He'll definitely die under divine punishment. Not to mention, there are 3 supreme experts watching him. Everyone was discussing. Most of them didn't think Ling Xiao would win. Divine punishment? Feng Qingyang had a strange look in his eyes. If it was before, he might be worried about Ling Xiao's safety. However, when he thought about how Ling Xiao had obtained the divine punishment secret technique in the Thunder Tribulation Sea, he wasn't worried at all. The divine punishment secret technique contained the power of divine punishment. It was the #1 lightning path superpower in the world. Ling Xiao had the divine punishment secret technique, so it wouldn't be difficult for him to neutralize the divine punishment. Ling Xiao's brows also furrowed slightly. he also didn't understand why breaking the limit and advancing to the third level of heaven treading would attract heavenly punishment. In the 9-yang blood spirit emperor art, Ling Xiao's flesh and blood had almost been burned away, leaving only a skeleton behind. However, Ling Xiao had also comprehended the origin of power and directly broke through his own limits to reach the heaven-treading realm. It felt as if he had jumped out of the shackles of the world and stood above the heavenly Tao. It gave him a very strange perspective, as if he could observe the reincarnation of the world and comprehend the life and death of all living things. It was a very strange feeling. Unfortunately, that state was still too short, and Ling Xiao broke through almost instantly. Now that the heavenly punishment had descended, Ling Xiao felt somewhat baffled, unable to make sense of it. Rumble! Endless lightning bolts rose, and the black ominous aura filled the air. Ling Xiao was completely locked in place. Endless lightning bolts gathered and descended from the 9 heavens, striking directly at Ling Xiao. Even Ling Xiao could feel the destructive power contained within that bolt of lightning. It wanted to completely obliterate the life in his body. I'd like to see how strong this so-called heavenly punishment is. A cold light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes, revealing a strong fighting spirit. Blazing divine light rose around his body, and a punch rushed into the sky. Crack! The void trembled as Ling Xiao collided with the black lightning bolt. Immediately, he felt his body tremble violently and was struck down from the sky by the lightning bolt. The lightning bolts fell from the sky, not giving Ling Xiao the slightest chance to react. They enveloped his entire body, intertwining with the aura of destruction. The great Tao Law descended, wanting to completely obliterate all vitality. Rumble! Ling Xiao could feel that the lightning bolts were formed by the pure great Tao Law. Its power was incomparably terrifying, making him feel extremely pressured. Ling Xiao's fists were like dragons as he fought with all his might. Every strike had the power to destroy heaven and earth. He used the Heavenly Emperor's fist, unleashing his maximum combat strength, shattering the lightning bolts one after another. However, the lightning bolts still drilled into Ling Xiao's body, wreaking havoc in his body, destroying the vitality of his physical body, and spreading into the depths of his primordial spirit. Heavenly punishment was the power of the heavenly Tao's wrath. It was extremely terrifying, and the more one resisted, the stronger the power. Even a true saint could not resist the power of heavenly punishment. Soon, Ling Xiao was enveloped by the lightning bolts. So what if you've reached the third level of heaven treading? In the end, you'll still die under heavenly punishment. The Sun-forsaken, you really live up to your name. The saint's son of Samsara's eyes were full of mockery. It's too easy for him to die just like that. The demon saint of 9 suns said coldly, his eyes filled with cold killing intent. Is that so? Then come and have a taste of heavenly punishment's power. Suddenly, a calm voice entered the ears of the heavenly demon young lord, the saint's son of Samsara, and the demon saint of 9 sun, causing them to tremble. Rumble! Ling Xiao suddenly soared into the sky amidst the black lightning bolts that filled the sky. Bathed in the lightning bolts, he charged toward the 3 of them. The lightning bolts around him blazed as if there were black lightning dragons coiling around him. They possessed the power to destroy heaven and earth, and they could tear everything apart. They roared as they charged toward the 3 of them. What? An aura that made their scalps tingle came crashing toward them. The 3 demon saint of 9 suns' expression changed drastically when they sensed the aura of heavenly punishment approaching. They did not even think twice before retreating rapidly. However, Ling Xiao was even faster. He used a secret teleportation technique, and his entire body was wrapped in lightning bolts as he came crashing down, enveloping the 3 demon saint of 9 suns group within it. The terrifying bolts of lightning seemed to have sensed the powerful auras of the 3 demon saint of 9 suns group. The power of heavenly punishment became even more terrifying, as if it was going to destroy this entire world. A bolt of black lightning bore the brunt of the attack and pierced through the chest of the demon saint of 9 Sunday. Blood gushed out of the wound, and his vitality dissipated. The demon saint of 9 suns' body shook violently, and he coughed out blood as he was sent flying. the vast might of heavenly punishment descended, and bolts of lightning intertwined. The incomparably chaotic power shattered the powerful protective barriers around the heavenly demon young lord and the saint's son of Samsara. Their flesh was lacerated, and they coughed out blood incessantly. Damn it! Why isn't he affected by heavenly punishment? The heavenly demon young lord roared angrily, his eyes filled with shock and anger. Chapter 2152. Ling Zhao's aura surged as the great Tao divine flower floated above his head. His aura was extremely mysterious as he bathed in lightning. However, he was not affected by the heavenly punishment at all. The blazing lightning struck his body, forming a mysterious cycle that caused his body to tremble slightly. It was as though he had turned into a part of the lightning tribulation. He looked extremely mysterious. The heavenly demon young master trembled. He could not believe what he was seeing. Ling Xiao was the one who had triggered the heavenly punishment. Now that he was attacking the three of them so brazenly, he should have triggered an even more terrifying heavenly punishment. However, the heavenly demon young master was both shocked and furious. Die, demon Saint Nine's son. Ling Zhao's eyes were burning with murderous intent as he threw a punch at demon Saint Nine's son. Boom! The terrifying punch carried a sky full of lightning as though it could shatter this part of the world. It contained an endless amount of murderous intent and added to its ferocious aura. Muwen had just sent a voice transmission to Ling Xiao, informing him that the old goat was suppressing the Zhou Tian star array and asking him to kill demon Saint Nine's son as soon as possible. Ling Xiao was surprised and overjoyed. He was extremely excited. He did not expect the old goat to be in the demon race's holy city. After hearing Muwen's words, Ling Xiao was worried about the old goat's situation. Naturally, he had an endless amount of murderous intent towards demon Saint Nine's son and locked onto him. Ling Xiao used the heavenly punishment secret skill. It was as though he had turned into a part of the heavenly Tao. His aura was terrifying and every strike had the power to destroy the world. Long Outyen, you will die a horrible death. Demon Saint Nine's son's eyes were about to spit fire. He felt extremely aggrieved as he roared furiously while dodging the attacks. However, Ling Xiao had already locked onto him. In addition, Demon Saint Nine's son had already paid a huge price when he used the Nine Sun Blood Spirit Emperor technique. There was no way he could escape from the heavenly punishment. The terrifying punch landed. Demon Saint Nine's son wanted to block it, but his arms felt as though they had been struck by lightning. With a crisp sound, they were broken by Ling Xiao. Demon Sage Nine's son staggered backward. Demonic light rose from his body as he tried to dodge Ling Xiao's storm-like attacks. However, the lightning bolts that filled the sky fell and penetrated his defenses. His body trembled violently as he coughed out blood. The heavenly demon young master and reincarnation's saint's son no longer dared to continue fighting Ling Xiao. While Ling Xiao was chasing after demon sage Nine's son, they quickly escaped from the area enveloped by heavenly punishment. Boom! Ling Xiao punched out, and the blazing lightning gathered together to form an unparalleled heavenly punishment fist. It landed on demon Saint Nine's son's chest, causing his body to shake violently. Blood spurted out of his mouth, and a huge bloody hole appeared on his chest. Nine's son demon sage was sent flying backwards. It was unknown how many of his ribs were broken. He fell from the sky and smashed into the ground, creating a huge crater in the ground. Demon Sage Nine's son roared. Blood chi filled his body, and his eyes were filled with rage. He used a supreme secret technique, and the injuries on his body began to heal at a speed visible to the naked eye. You'd better die. Ling Zhao's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He slammed his palm down, and the flipping sky seal shone brightly. Vast lightning bolts poured into the flipping sky seal, making it look like an ancient lightning mountain. It came crashing down with a loud rumble. Heaven and earth trembled, and the surrounding void shattered. Demon Sage Nine's son's eyes were filled with despair. However, he could not escape from the suppression of the flipping sky seal. He could only watch as the flipping sky seal came crashing down on him. The demon sage 9's sun exploded into a bloody mist. The demonic light around him dissipated, and even his primordial spirit was smashed into dust by the flipping sky seal. It could be said that his soul had been completely destroyed. This scene shocked everyone. Demon Sage 9's son died in Long Outyen's hands just like that? Everyone's eyes widened in shock. Everyone was trembling. They could not believe what they had just seen. It was as if they were in a dream. Who was Demon Sage 9's son? He was the undisputed ruler of the Monster Saint City. He had the power to decide life and death. Even the young master of the heavenly monster race and countless other supreme talents had to bow down to him. However, he had died in Ling Zhao's hands just like that. Even his primordial spirit had been smashed into dust. Long Outyen, how did he do it? Could it be that even heaven's punishment can't do anything to him? He's not tolerated by the heavenly Tao, but he has such terrifying combat strength. I seem to be witnessing the birth of a peerless, ruthless person. Even if he doesn't become the chosen one, there will be a place for him in the future era. Everyone looked at Ling Zhao with awe and respect. The scene was dead silent. Everyone stared blankly at Ling Zhao, who was in the void. Ling Zhao was bathed in endless lightning as he strolled over. The aura around him was mysterious and unpredictable. He was like an ancient great emperor who controlled heaven's punishment. He had the supreme power to destroy the world. You actually mastered the secret skill of heaven's punishment. No wonder even heaven's punishment can't do anything to you. Long Outyen, you actually dared to kill Demon Saint 9 Sunday. You're dead meat. Just wait to be hunted down by the world. The young master of the heavenly monster race glared at Ling Zhao. His eyes were filled with murderous intent as though he was looking at a dead man. Is that so? However, I'm certain that the two of you will die before me. Ling Zhao said indifferently. His voice was incomparably calm. Boom. He took a step forward and the sky was filled with lightning. Like a roaring thunder dragon, he charged towards the young master of the heavenly monster race and the saint of Samsara. Demon Saint 9's son had already died in Ling Zhao's hands. Ling Zhao had no intention of letting the two of them go. He controlled heaven's punishment with his secret skill of heaven's punishment, causing his strength to skyrocket. Even the young master of the heavenly monster race and the saint of Samsara's expressions changed drastically. Without hesitation, they turned and fled. They wanted to leave the Monster Saint City. However, Ling Zhao used the secret skill of heaven's secret skill of heaven and earth. His speed was extremely fast. It was as though only Ling Zhao's figure was left in the void. Every strike of his could destroy the world and tear the void apart. Ling Zhao's speed was extremely fast. Bolts of lightning fell from the sky like intertwining divine chains. They contained vast Tao principles. The young master of the heavenly monster race and the saint of Samsara felt their scalps tingle as they dodged in all directions. Chapter 2153. Rumble. Although the enforcers weren't weak, how could they possibly withstand such a tyrannical heavenly punishment? They were all torn apart by the blazing thunderbolts, turning into a blood mist and disappearing into the void. Ling Zhao was like a peerless god of war who had slaughtered thousands of soldiers. His fighting spirit was soaring and his strength was terrifying. He did not even frown as he killed countless experts. Long Outyen, I will remember you. The next time we meet, it will be your death date. The heavenly demon young master's eyes were filled with hatred as he glared at Ling Zhao. Then, a blazing light burst out from his palm and an emperor's decree appeared in the void. Boom! It was a black emperor's decree. It slowly unfolded in the void like a vast and mysterious vortex. It swept up the heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara and was about to leave the demon clan's saint city. The emperor's decree? Break it! Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he roared. The flipping sky seal, which was wrapped in the vast divine punishment, pressed down on the emperor's decree. The void trembled violently. The emperor's decree was majestic and mysterious, containing the power of the emperor's aura. The flipping sky seal also emitted a vast amount of Emperor's aura. When it collided with the Emperor's decree, the void was torn apart. The chaotic turbulence was turbulent and the divine light was dazzling. The black hole trembled violently as if it would collapse at any time. "Come out!" A thunderbolt palm suddenly appeared in the flipping sky seal. It grabbed at the black hole and pulled out a figure who was struggling violently. The Thunder Spirit King acted at the critical moment. His speed was so fast that even the heavenly demon young master and the saint son of Samsara could not react in time. Swoosh! The Emperor's decree emitted boundless light and broke apart the flipping sky seal. Then, it wrapped the heavenly demon young master and disappeared into the void. The figure that was pulled out by the Thunder Spirit King was the saint's son of Samsara. Buzz! The flipping sky seal floated above the saint's son of Samsara's head. Bolts of lightning fell like chains and intertwined around the saint's son of Samsara, forming a prison that trapped him. The saint of Samsara trembled when he saw the cold looks on Ling Xiao and the others' faces. He could not hide the fear in his eyes. The saint's son of Samsara couldn't help but tremble in despair at the thought of what would happen next. Rumble! Ling Xiao used the heavenly punishment secret technique and swallowed up all the lightning in the sky. Immediately, the dark clouds in the sky dissipated, and the world regained its brightness. At this moment, everyone was looking at Ling Xiao with reverence in their eyes. This was Ling Xiao. He had killed Demon Saint Nine's son, captured the Saint of Samsara alive, and forced the heavenly demon young lord to flee. His strength was terrifying to the extreme. I knew that Ling Xiao would definitely be able to utterly crush these bastards. The white dragon horse laughed heartily. Young master is always the best. Shui Wei smiled faintly and looked at Ling Xiao with incomparable gentleness. It was as though she only had eyes for Ling Xiao and nothing else. She was calm and gentle, and her temperament was otherworldly. She exuded a peerless aura, and her faint smile made the world pale in comparison. I really want to know more and more how far you can go. Feng Qingyang took a deep breath as he thought to himself with a complicated look in his eyes. When he was subdued by Ling Xiao, he was naturally unwilling to accept it. He was constantly thinking of how to defeat Ling Xiao and break free from Ling Xiao's restraints and terror. However, as he followed Ling Xiao, he saw that Ling Xiao's strength was getting more and more terrifying. Ling Xiao's incomparable talent was not inferior to any of the supreme talents he had met. This shock even offset the dissatisfaction in his heart. Right now, he really thought of himself as Ling Xiao's follower. Junior sister Shui Wei, I was blinded by greed. I have let you down. Please let me go. I will never dare to be your enemy again. After seeing Shui Wei, the saint's son of Samsara, who had been imprisoned by the endless lightning, knelt down in front of Shui Wei and begged for mercy. The Samsara saint's sudden action surprised Ling Xiao and the others. After all, the Samsara saint was the leader of the Samsara temple. As a supreme talent, he had his own pride. He would rather die than beg for mercy. However, the Samsara saint was so eccentric that he knelt down in front of Shui Wei to beg for a chance to live. Everyone's eyes were filled with disdain. They looked down on the Samsara saint even more. You don't have to beg me. You have to bear the consequences of your own actions. You can die, but you represent the dignity of the Samsara temple. I wonder what the sect master and the supreme elders would think if they knew what you're doing now. Shui Wei said indifferently, her eyes incomparably calm. Junior sister, I know that young Master Long will listen to you. As long as you plead for mercy on my behalf, he will definitely agree. I promise you that as long as you save my life, I will obey you from now on. I will never betray you. The Samsara saint did not stand up and begged Shui Wei. He saw hope in Shui Wei. When he was in the Samsara temple, he knew that although his junior sister was exceptionally talented, she was incomparably kind-hearted. He believed that Shui Wei would not leave him in the lurch if he threw away his status and begged for mercy. As expected, the Samsara saint saw a trace of hesitation in Shui Wei's eyes. Ling Xiao did not look at the Samsara saint. Instead, he looked at Shui Wei and smiled. Silly girl, there is nothing to be embarrassed about. As long as you spare his life, I will let him go now. Ling Xiao had never taken the Samsara Saint seriously. The Samsara Saint was only a follower of the heavenly demon young master. Even the heavenly demon young master was far behind Ling Xiao now. To Ling Xiao, it did not make much of a difference whether he let the Samsara Saint go or not. Shui Wei's eyes revealed a trace of gratitude, but she still said resolutely, "Young master, kill him. This person harbors evil intentions. Sparing his life will only bring trouble to the Samsara temple. If you kill him, the grudge between you and the Samsara temple will be resolved." The Samsara Saint did not expect Shui Wei to be so resolute in her decision. She wanted Ling Xiao to kill the Samsara Saint. The Samsara Saint's expression changed drastically. He immediately cursed, "You bitch! If the Samsara temple had not taken you in, you would have died a long time ago. You repay kindness with ingratitude. I think you want to be the young master of the Samsara temple. You are afraid that you will not be able to compete with me, so you want to kill me. Shui Wei, you bitch! Rumble!" Ling Zhao's eyes turned cold. Before the saint son of Samsara could finish his words, the flipping sky seal came crashing down. Terrifying divine light burst out like a divine mountain, directly killing the saint son of Samsara. The saint son of Samsara was turned into a mist of blood. His soul was completely destroyed. Chapter 2154. The world is going to change. Someone muttered to himself as he looked at Ling Xiao in the void, his eyes filled with awe. Demon Saint Nine Sun was killed by Ling Xiao. Even the saint son of Samsara could not escape death in the end. Only the heavenly demon young master managed to escape. Everyone was shocked and in awe of Ling Xiao's combat strength. The scene was silent, and even their breaths were held. Ling Xiao stood in the air, his body surrounded by blazing divine light. His black hair fluttered in the wind, and his eyes seemed to have the sun and moon revolving. The flipping sky seal in his palm was floating in the chaotic chi. His aura was vast and mysterious. His gaze swept across the crowd, but no one dared to look him in the eye. They could not help but lower their heads. "Senior Mu, where is an un?" Ling Xiao descended from the void, and his aura slowly retracted. He walked up to Mu En, cupped his hands, and bowed. "Heroes come from young. I didn't believe the young master when he said that you could kill demons Saint Nine Sunday. I didn't expect you to really do it." The young master? Mu En sighed. However, before he could finish his sentence, his expression changed drastically. "Oh no. The young master is suffering from the backlash of the demon clan seal. Young master Ling Xiao, come with me." Muen's eyes were filled with anxiety. He instantly turned into a stream of light and shot toward the depths of the demon race's holy city. He's suffering from the backlash of the demon clan seal? Ling Xiao was shocked. Although he did not know what the demon clan seal was, he became anxious when he thought of the old goat being in danger. He chased after Mu En without hesitation. "The old goat is in danger? Let's go, let's go." The white dragon horse also let out a strange cry. It carried Shui Wei, and Feng Qingyang followed closely behind. They all chased after Mu En. The white dragon horse and Ling Xiao were both very excited when they heard the news of the old goat. After all, they had not seen each other for more than 10 years. Although the white dragon horse often bickered with the old goat in the lower world, they were very close. It had long wanted to look for the old goat. Now that the old goat was in danger, the white dragon horse's concern was sincere. Bush, bush, bush. Everyone turned into streaks of light. Their speed was extremely fast. They tore through the void and used the greater void teleportation technique. Very quickly, they arrived at the center of the demon holy city. It was an extremely grand and ancient palace that rose and fell continuously while suffused with dazzling light and auspicious chi. It seemed to be ethereal and peaceful, yet at this moment, boundless light was gushing out from the depths of the Earth's core, and it emanated energy fluctuations that caused one's heart to tremble. Many people rushed out of the palace. Their eyes were filled with terror. The power that emanated from the depths of the Earth's core made them feel a great sense of danger, as if they would be torn to pieces at any moment. Rumble. Blazing divine light rose up. It looked extremely violent and contained a chaotic and disorderly power. One could vaguely see that there seemed to be a small sun in the depths of the Earth's core, emitting endless light and heat. Two blurry figures sat cross-legged in the center. It's the old goat. Ling Xiao's body trembled. Although he could not see the faces of the two figures clearly, he instantly recognized the extremely familiar aura. It was the old goat. Ling Xiao shot towards the depths of the Earth's core like a bolt of lightning. He moved extremely quickly. The surrounding space was distorted as endless divine light gushed out. Ling Xiao could sense that the closer he got to the old goat, the more terrifying the chaotic laws became, as if they could tear everything apart. Right in front of him was a resplendent sun that radiated with scorching demonic light. It was ancient, dignified, and mysterious. It vaguely seemed to contain the aura of all living beings. It was majestic, ancient, and mysterious. Ling Xiao charged towards the depths of the divine light. His body shone with translucent light as a faint chaotic aura permeated the surroundings. The chaotic energy and light in the surroundings were unable to do anything to him. Very soon, Ling Xiao saw the old goat. In the depths of the Earth's core, the old goat sat before a resplendent sun. Beside him was a white-haired old man. Both of them erupted with tremendous and terrifying ripples of cultivation, pouring their power into the resplendent sun before them. One could vaguely see an ancient and mysterious seal floating in the middle of the resplendent sun. It looked very mysterious. Runes twined around the ancient seal like tadpoles, causing the ancient seal to emit terrifying fluctuations of power. The surrounding void distorted, and a vast macro-world vaguely appeared. Countless fiend gods and ominous beasts roared and shook the sky. However, the old goat and the white-haired old man were not in a good state right now. The old goat's glossy black fur had all been burnt to ashes. He had become a bald goat. Strands of golden blood even seeped out from his body. His face was extremely pale. The white-haired old man's presence was chaotic as well. His vast saint's might had vanished. He tottered as if he was about to run out of energy at any time. The ancient seal in the resplendent sun trembled violently as if it was about to fly out at any time. Ling Xiao could sense that as long as that ancient seal flew out, something bad would happen. Ling Xiao? I knew you were the one who killed Demon Saint 9 Sunday. Not bad, not bad. I haven't seen you for more than 10 years, but you're still as elegant as ever. You're almost half as elegant as me. The old goat's eyes lit up when he saw Ling Xiao appear. He was extremely excited. Ling Xiao was both annoyed and amused as he said, "You're still in the mood to talk about this at a time like this? What's going on? What can I help you with?" Ling Xiao didn't act rashly. Instead he asked, "I didn't think that Demon Saint 9's son would trick me. He didn't completely refine the demonic clan seal, but he left a wisp of his divine sense in it. After you killed that old man, he immediately detonated that wisp of divine sense, causing a powerful backlash from the demonic clan seal." The old goat said gloomily, "What's the demonic clan seal? How can I help you refine it?" Ling Xiao asked the key question. "You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.